I legitimately legitimately watched the movie.
To just get a direct
I'm not even kidding about this.
to Fusion, like
I'm doing this
so
bit
cool.
for the stream, even though I recorded it.
excited.
But whatever.
So overall, Golden Boy, what did you think? This is our first time being back on camera in what feels like days, but actually hours. What did you think of the Nintendo Direct here at E3 2021?
You know, man, I thought it was
fucking
good.
time. That's
you
what
know,
it
like,
was.
Pretty good. Get out.
Yeah, I think that there was a lot of different things, a lot of different flavors for people.
Sure.
Let's go.
Then going all the way till you get to Breath of the Wild too. In there were still so many different things that spoke to me, right? Where it's like you have these high moments, these peaks for me and you and everybody has something to jump on, right? So for me, I wrote down Mario Party Superstars, Metroid Dread, Mario Golf Super Rush. Yes, they're getting free updates. I can't wait. WarioWare, Get It Together, Fatal Frame, of course a Wii U port, but I'll take it. Advance Wars 1+2, Reboot Camp. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was. I am an Advance Wars fan, ladies and gentlemen, and that is something I gave up the ghost on a long time ago. We talk about so much this weekend, these 4 days of indies, right? And indies being well, if you're not going to do it, we'll do it ourselves, kind of thing. And I've played so many Advance War clones. Now to have 1+2 bundled together, rebuilt from the ground up, super stoked for that. And then ending on Breath of the Wild. I thought this was such a great conference.
And I also do want to say, because I said this on Twitter, but I also think it's important to say here for anyone who's watching, for anyone who's paying attention, like, you know, let's not forget that 2020 was a really tough year for game development.
Of course.
People don't realize that game development, like, if you've never worked in that space, and I haven't, but I know people who have, it's a very collaborative experience, right? You being together, like, and creating together, that is, that's what creates these incredible worlds, right? So there has been a lot of, you know, kind of pushing the calendar back on a few titles, which is completely understandable. It just means that we have even more goodness to come. Like, I'm looking forward to 2022. A lot of great games are coming out, but also, you said it best, Greg. This is, like, take advantage of this year to try something new.
Oh, of course.
Because there are some great games that have been announced. Like, if you've never played Advance Wars 1 and 2,
what
like,
is wrong with
please check it out.
Except for the fact, sobering for both me and Dan Casey back there when the Nintendo Treehouse was like, yeah, it came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that. Remember buying it on launch
Crazy
day.
thing.
And I was an adult then. That was terrifying.
Crazy thing was, I was talking to Damon, and I was like, yeah, you know, because it was on the 3DS, right? And he was like, no, it was a Game Boy Advance. I was like,
man.
Get out of town, bro.
And I was the same way, dude. I was the same way. I was like, oh, you're right. I was playing that on my clamshell. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, guys, you know, there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of great games, especially coming out of Nintendo. One thing that I'm very happy about, well, Monkey Ball 20th anniversary, heck yeah. That's great. But Life is Strange. We have talked about it a lot. I never really gave the series much of a chance because when I'm at the PC, I'm playing Valorant, I'm playing Apex, I'm playing Halo.
You're clicking heads. You're out there getting on the leaderboard.
Yeah, right. Knockout City going nuts, right? But I'm going to download Life is Strange on my Switch, and I'm going to enjoy that when I'm on the road, maybe when I'm in the living room hanging out. Like, that is a great game to just sit back, play, and relax, and then, you know, Michael's favorite thing, just cry.
Of course.
So
Life is
I'm
Strange,
looking forward to it.
fantastic series. Yes, it was unexpected and very cool to see them.
Yeah, Life is Strange anime eventually, you know?
Yeah, I hope, right? Life is Strange remastered, yes, and
with all of this, I was like, wait a minute. Because like at first I'm like, wait a minute, this is not Life. I immediately thought Life is Strange. Oh wait, and I saw that like fuck.
With the other Square news, Guardians of the Galaxy coming, and it's going to be one of the. It's going to be, you know, Nintendo's trying this out. It's going to be one of their cloud games. So again, the Switch itself not powerful enough to run a PS4, Xbox, or PS5, you know, upgraded version of it. But you'll be using the cloud now, putting it that way, similar to what you've seen people do with control.
Exactly, and that is a good step forward, I think, for the Switch that, you know, is dated hardware. And I know that there's always going to be a lot of questions about, you know, Switch Pro, blah, blah, blah. But like, you know, let's be real. I can't get a PlayStation 5 right now because there's a massive silicone shortage globally. Right. So it's like kind of hard to say like, oh yeah, we're putting a new thing in production. Lord knows if it's even real or not. But that's the point is that like a lot of things have been set back. So there are going to be ways for you to kind of wiggle around. I like that they did that with Guardians of the Galaxy. Another little thing that I'm sure that, you know, our media friends are going to chat about, WarioWare. What a great surprise. I just did not expect that at all. It was always a very niche game. Yeah, very niche game.
God damn it.
That coming in, and it's 2 players couch co-op, which is always a blast. I can definitely see like myself and my wife having a great time.
Now she makes a good point. What do our media friends
kicked your ass, Homer.
Jackie, let me know.
Let's see what they're thinking.
Oh
we do have a lot on the list here.
Sorry, that caught me so off guard. Like, what? Okay.
All of us were on the edge of our seats, just like clapping, hooting, and hollering. So why don't we just do a round robin? Damon, I'll start with you, and just tell me, what are your thoughts?
It's great to see it. That was a real important thing that Nintendo had to show us. Had to give us something, because it's been 2 years since we'd heard anything about the game. Maybe not as long a look as I would have wanted, but it was enough. And the show had been so good up to that point. As we near the end, I almost think, even if they don't show Breath of the Wild 2, I don't think I'm going to be that mad because the conference was that strong.
Michael.
Breath of the Wild 2 looks sweet. You get that.
All right, let's see. What's after
this? And I think Link's arm is going to be important. If I understand correctly, it's going to be sort of that new element that
so Bandai Namco
to Zelda,
after this.
And I know that
then
all the kinds of powers was so fun to play with.
Then
because
GameStop after.
Breath of the Wild was almost like an immersive sim in many respects. And you could toy around with the world and do whatever you want. So
then finally E3 2001 awards show, and then we're done.
It looks like it's intimidating, it's dark, but it's also that whimsical vibe that you want out of a Breath of the Wild, a sense of adventure, if you will. This is enough for me to be like, all right, I'll wait till 2022. They said they're aiming for 22. Who knows if they have to push it back? But like Golden Boy said, things have been rough. So if they do, it's all good. I just, Breath of the Wild 2. Like, I can't believe that's real. Like, yeah.
Avi-chan, we were sitting next to each other. I know that sorry, my otaku right here, but you lit up in particular when that rock monster stood up, and you're like, the Gombi's on top of it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jackie, I got to be honest with you. I was trying to manifest some other news. I went to bed in high heels last night. I tried, me and Golden Boy were twerking in front of the Nintendo logo, but seeing Link fly through the sky and look up at all the mountains, and as you said, seeing Big Rock Guy come up and all the little hobgoblins are on top of him. I forgot, bokoblins are on top of him. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're taking this to the next level. And I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild 2. Take your time. Take your time in making it. I will not be mad if it gets delayed. Like, take your time.
Yes. Dan, what about you? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, there was a split second there where you see Link flying through the air, and my first thought was, where are we dropping, boys? I thought they were doing a Legend of Zelda Battle Royale for a moment. Thankfully, that is not the case, although maybe down the line, who knows? But I'm just excited to see more of this rich universe.
Nintendo actually does that with...
And like we're talking about, not until 2022, some things are worth waiting for. This looks like it's going to be well worth the wait. And I'm wondering if, you hear all those rumors online about people talking about maybe a newer model of a Switch. What better way to launch a console like that than with an upgraded version of this launch title for the previous one? So it's the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Hold on. Did they say anything about a Switch or like a Switch Pro or anything?
That was one of the best parts about the original game is you can climb anything, you can then glide to anything, unless your arms give out because you didn't eat enough food, like I did, like I experienced firsthand.
Like in real life?
Use bombs.
Yes. Yeah. No upper body strength.
So obviously a lot of hype for Breath of the Wild 2, but tons of titles on here. Damon, I kind of wanted to pick your brain about Metroid Dread. Yeah. So I know you were sporting your Metroid T-shirt this morning.
I guess maybe I manifested that.
Yeah, right?
I rolled up in a Super Metroid shirt and had no idea that we were going to get a new 2D Metroid game today. Yeah, they mentioned Metroid Prime 4, reassured us it's still in development. But then a complete surprise to bring back Metroid Dread, a game that we were covering at IGN like the mid-2000s. We thought was completely dead. I never expected to see it again. But it's back. Really, it's bold of Nintendo to keep it in a 2D sort of, to make another 2D Metroid game, and then to introduce this dread mechanic that you're being hunted by this robot Emmy, right? I was super surprised to see that, and I can't wait to play it. We don't have to wait very long. It's coming out in October.
Yeah. Y'all, this is Justin. My producer told me we have our reactions, apparently, during the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, no. I'm sure they're understated.
I have no idea how this is going to look, so I'm going to see if we can roll the tape on that. And, I mean, obviously, we're going to have Michael here reacting to Shin Megami Tensei 5,
Let me break down the game tape
Okay,
here.
let's see what's happening.
There's a title screen right here. Yo, Shin Megami Tensei 5. I was like, is there going to be gameplay? Is there going to be gameplay? Because you got an extended cinematic. I'm like, yo, this is, okay, yeah, this is how the gameplay works. All sorts of stuff. But listen, Shin Megami Tensei 5. The same way Golden Boy got hyped about Halo Infinite is the same way I got hyped for Shin Megami Tensei 5. I didn't expect it. So y'all ever like just watch the press conference and be like, yo, I did, like, that's the game I've been looking for. I've been looking forward to Shin Megami Tensei 5 for so long. And I kind of put it off because Atlas is a little, they were a bit kind of cryptic about the status of the game, where it's at. I was like, oh, maybe that's a 2022 thing. I'll wait for them to call the shots. But I didn't expect them to come through, and they showed a lot. It was on Treehouse too. Okay, yeah.
There it is. Okie dokie Loki fucker. What?
So you know,
Doki. Doki. Loki.
Yeah,
and then I'm like,
I'm a Persona
shit.
stan, so if you have any love for Persona...
Doki Doki Literature Club, fight me. Let's go.
What's missing? What's missing?
Also, Chief, did you look in Among Us chat?
Huh?
Me?
I don't know about SMT.
Yeah.
SMT doesn't have the social sim element to it. It's dark though. It's got demons. They're not personas.
There's a
new
update for Among Us. Yay!
The main protagonist. Oh my god, the protagonist looks so sick.
Well, the real question is, should I play it though?
And then how SMT usually goes, the Tokyo becomes an apocalyptic state, and then boom, you make a deal with the devil, and you look sick. Yo, the laser sword arm. Yo, the long flowing blue hair. You almost look like a Fire Emblem character, and you got like a Tron sword over here. Oh my god! And you see all the demons that you love and the personas you love.
I am back to streaming again.
I know we're not getting
a new kill screen meeting menu that identifies who died between rounds.
You gotta breathe. You gotta breathe.
Yep.
I know. We're very excited.
Greg, it's coming this year.
I know.
November 12th.
I love how we always talk about Among Us, but no one seems to want to play it anymore.
Yeah,
I was playing it earlier.
You know the vibes.
We get the vibes for sure.
I was playing it earlier. DJ was.
About Bayonetta 3 news.
Why'd you tell me this, bro?
I posted Among Us chat.
You know what though, Fatal Frame?
Why was AFK doing thing?
Both of you were going nuts about that. So.
God damn it, Lion.
I mean, we all gotta be online together to play the damn game.
So yeah, I'm just excited to see this game.
That's true.
Platforms as well, but it's gonna be.
These streams didn't even let me know. What the fuck?
Among Us streams for fun, actually.
Handheld mode.
Yeah.
Really immersive in a way it might not otherwise if you're just playing.
Like we get like 15 people playing.
Why do I not have Among Wiener? Yeah, you heard me. I said Among Wiener. Fight me.
Horror out there, so.
You've been gone for a while.
The darker side of Pokemon Snap.
Good.
Yeah, and they said it's not only.
I said it was AFK.
Almost all of the current gen
Yeah,
consoles, which is also really cool.
Like,
didn't get to play it when it was only on the Wii.
Like DJ and I was calling your name and everything.
It's a cool introductory.
Yeah, because the stream was still going.
Yep.
Horror out.
Fuck. What? Why is it?
So, a little bit of a.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up. Come on, you fuck. Hello?
Right,
there we go.
Honestly, some of the other things that I was excited about, Danganronpa, Decadence, Doom Eternal, DBZ Kakarot, these were games that I was forced to play on my PC, and I was just like,
I guess I'm addicted to it now.
I wish I could just grab my Switch and just
I'm addicted.
So
addicted to what?
You're like, oh, I'm so happy this is on Switch.
My homegirl Callie Plaguey, she's been wanting people to play.
Wait, you're addicted to Among Wiener?
She's a big Rampa stan, and I played the first one. I haven't gotten to 2 or V3, but now it's on.
The Walking Beans. The Walking
That's
Little.
another game where you don't necessarily want to sit down and like solve a murder mystery or go through all of
Walking Beans.
Academy
Walking
and
Beans.
figure out who murdered who.
Beans.
Beans. Like beans.
Beans?
There's no other. I don't think there's any other kind of murder mystery game quite like it. And
beans.
Monokuma.
Go eat some beans.
Oh my god, I hate Monokuma so much.
I'm gonna shut up. Never mind. I'm not gonna say
it.
Just stops there.
I'm gonna shut my asshole. What?
No.
No.
Hell no.
Damon, I'm gonna put
Here we go.
you gotta be
I have a problem.
Legally, true games. Maybe I was being a little presumptuous there.
PlayStation was
Okay,
the last Tekken
okay.
game I played. But I mean, that was a cool announcement.
Freezer.
Smash Brothers Cross Tekken.
Anyone else?
What the freezer?
I'm hyped about having Kazuya from Tekken, like because everyone has those lists of characters that they kind of expect to come to Smash because like, oh, that's easy money.
What in the freezer?
I didn't expect a Tekken character, so Kazuya Mishima from Tekken, yo, that's pretty good. I'm a little heated though because I wanted Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza, but you know what? I get it. We've been asking for too long, but this is a good fit because the thing about when they bring over characters for Smash is that they always incorporate elements from their game, and the same thing with bringing Ryu to Smash, where he plays like a fighting game character. It's the same thing. Like a lot of these animations and moves remind me of how Kazuya plays in Tekken. So that's really cool to see.
All right, Dan, I see you nodding.
Oh, you tripping about life?
I love Tekken. I'm excited to see you join the roster. I was just a little affronted as a Kirby main.
Oh my god.
Slime has lost his marbles.
Not too much.
I know how to play Kirby. That's why.
Shut up and fucking person!
Leave me alone. Some of the memes.
Yeah,
Some great memes.
Illustration of what Kirby would look like. And it looks pretty great.
Oh, I think the best one I've seen is the Breath of the Wild 2, Link going right into Lady
Come on, Bandai! I want to see Peck fuck!
I assumed it was Avi. I'm so sorry.
Like, where are we driving?
Yeah, I was like, who would have shared that with me? Okay, it was Greg, my bad. But let's just go down the line really quickly, and I just would like everyone to just break down what was your favorite part about the Nintendo.
Pac-Man fuck.
Metroid Dread for me. That was a really nice surprise. We don't have to wait very long. It's coming later on this year. It's just so cool to get another mainline entry in the Metroid series, Metroid 5.
I am so happy because instead of 10 people, it's going to be 15 people now. It's 15 people now, boy.
Horrifying. Why was she
More people to kill. I mean, what?
Because it's like this
Finally
contrast
learned
of,
to
you
count
expect it to be this like gnarly alien planet, but it is this really crisp, clean, technological horror where it's this unrelenting robot that is apparently
15
So wait, is that only for the airship then?
So it is. I was
No.
reading the lore in between this.
Oh,
so
that's for
really what it used to do.
everything.
So now it's just like
Everything.
this tyrant-esque monster that just follows you around relentlessly, and yeah, it's super spooky.
Let's go, people!
It's just, it's really creepy.
Stop people!
Absolutely.
I'm a step people!
Okay, do I even need to ask?
Hey, Shin Megami Tensei 5. If y'all play Persona,
You're cut off.
go through the
Thank you.
origins. The origins of Persona is in SMT. Y'all should peep it.
That's it? Oh, I thought you were going to go on.
You okay, Chef?
Respect y'all time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you did have the spotlight for just a little bit there.
Tired.
Why did it fucking
So Dan
freeze
can get
again?
his in. Breath of the Wild 2, super excited for. WarioWare, I live in the chaos. That's why G4 picked me.
What is that?
Mini games look good.
Jeff.
And then, of course, Calamity expansion. That's going to be cool.
I'm going to do what Greg so eloquently.
You should probably lie down and get some sleep, man. Get a power nap.
RPG gaming that really reminds me of my own mortality.
I ain't sleepy. I'm physically exhausted. I've been moving my body all fucking day.
She doesn't suck my DNA out. But anyway, more here from E3 2021, including Bandai Namco presents House of Ashes.
My body is fucking sore.
I am
Clickums.
with the Nintendo Switch. It's good.
The word of advice: when Jeff's tired from exhaustion and grumpy, don't say one thing to stress him out, or he'll snap.
It's such an easy thing to just pick up and put down, you know, like.
So AKA Fox shows up, punch him. That's what Jeff said.
There's a bigger time in
Punch him for me is what I
Switch,
said.
I just started up. Like, how many Pokemon have I photographed whilst being on the toilet? I can't even tell you.
Photograph being on the toilet? What would she say?
Photograph on the toilet. Man, I don't give a shit.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me fuck.
Look at
As a
his
part of Play for All,
photograph.
GameSpot will be bringing you you the latest gaming news, announcements, interviews with developers, the biggest press conferences, and lots more. Play For All is a yearly online event that combines the excitement and announcements of E3 with charity live streams the following week with lots of special guests who are going to help us raise money for them. So join us in June for E3 and Play For All on GameSpot.com, YouTube.com/GameSpot, Twitch.tv/GameSpot, and as a part of E3's official broadcast. See you then.
篝火营地是中国领先的游戏媒体，创立于2018年，致力于为全世界的中文游戏玩家提供专业、精准、迅速的资讯情报。篝火营地立足于中国，与多家国际一流游戏媒体同行达成正式内容合作关系，源源不断地将最新鲜的游戏资讯第一时间带给全球中文游戏玩家。自成立以来，篝火营地在全网的内容浏览量已经超过5亿，服务了数百万的读者和玩家。我们的愿景是做游戏文化传播者。您可以在全球各大手机应用市场下载篝火营地 APP， 或者访问3w.gamebonfire.com 来加入游戏传播者的行列。
Look at this photograph. Makes me laugh.
Oh. Diarrhea, what? The fuck? That caught me off guard.
Diarrhea.
That just caught me off guard. I'm like, the hell? Wow.
iHeartRadio is a proud partner of E3 2021 and the #1 podcast publisher in the U.S. Listen to all your favorite shows on the iHeartRadio app.
I was looking at her. She hit the phone. Next thing you know, trying to get low.
I love how you're doing ASMR in front of Makai and he's leaving the call.
Because it doesn't bother me. Now if it's Lexi, then yes.
What does she do? Why does Lexi bother you?
Because she does it 20 times worse when she does the ASMR.
IGN Summer of Gaming has officially partnered with the
What?
ESA for E3.
It bothers me a lot.
IGN Summer of Gaming is now all summer long. From major press conferences and announcements at E3 2021 to the IGN Expo with exclusive gameplay and reveals.
Like, it doesn't bother me when everyone else does it, but when Lexi does it, baby, yes. I'm like, no.
IGN Summer of Gaming begins right now.
I got them apple bottom jeans. What the fuck? Oh, she hit the floor, let's take it down. Check it low. Low. Get low, get low. Try to get low. Oh. Hey, you okay there then?
Who?
You. The fuck?
Maybe.
Cheerios with the bird.
Trying to drink something, you just. I'm not trying to drink soda and then just almost had it shit spill. Go and Miko! Why are you here? Hello?
What? What happened?
How many 3? Oh my gosh.
Should have got them apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur.
Ninja! Ninja said he was gonna help me. He's only 3.
Oh, Club is looking at her.
Ninja, please.
You feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
The score. Oh, here it is. Calling Ninja. Oh my god! It's you! Holy bleep! Dude, I can't believe you're here!
Did you just bleep yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a very family-friendly convention. E3.
It is.
I am
E3
so
very
excited.
So just so I know,
what?
So you're a new
Awesome.
What the fuck? I'm excited.
The fuck?
Wow. Jeans, boots.
And I'm his pepper.
My shoulder burns.
So I have some jokes on you.
Let me see it. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is a
Usually
really
it's
good
my
joke,
neck and my arms hurt the
ready.
most.
Knock, knock.
As far as
Who's there?
sunburn.
Your career just left.
Didn't get enough sunscreen?
Sorry. Was that too much? Was that too much? What, you're not laughing. What's wrong?
That looks like that looks like a Karen as a gamer.
What?
Nuts?
Shut
That was good. That's friendly.
That's a classic D's nuts joke, right? A classic D's nuts joke, right? You gotta hit it with the sun. The ligma.
They got hit with a ligma.
Candace.
Dang.
That's a classic Candace. That's a good one. Like every day.
Wait, that was probably bad. Okay, never mind. Ninja, I have
Holy.
questions for you. Because, well, first, I'm on E3, and as you can tell, I keep having to bleep myself out. I need to learn
Using the sleigh as a car. What the?
I've seen some of your stuff.
Okay.
I'm freaking dead.
A pair right here that's like.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, wait,
How about this?
the fur.
Your parents are virgins.
I like it. Because I think that they would laugh at it, and the parents obviously are intelligent enough to know that they're not, because their spawn is sitting in front of them.
Right.
That's actually okay.
That's good,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. And also, what do kids like these days?
The fuck?
Dream. I love Dream.
Damn.
Lime, no.
Who did that? This casual.
It's just complete silence. That's all you hear.
Fuck.
Someone just get.
God damn it.
Funny how breaking wind and then all of a sudden that.
That's funny.
I had my mic muted the whole time, so it wasn't me.
Ain't me.
Just.
Yeah.
Bro.
Hey, guess what? Hey guys, guess what? It wasn't me.
It was Lime.
Bro. God damn it, Lime.
I know her. I followed her on Twitch.
Miko, you're awesome. If you actually do want a game,
DJ should become a VTuber.
Already, and then just DM me or anything, and we can
I was
set something up.
thinking about that, but I don't know.
Bye.
I mean, I have my my damn character.
Jesus fuck Christ!
Should I do that again? Was that too much?
Okay. So you signed up willingly to work with Cody.
I know her.
To be fair, when I
The toxic doctor's becoming a VTuber, he says.
Who? Toxic
Oh,
dog?
wow.
That is my coworker. You thought Amelie was the
He's creating his own character.
No, it's her.
Oh.
I wonder if I should do. I wonder if I should do it too, and just have my Pono C.
Honestly, I don't know.
You know, the Winnie OC.
Let me know when that goes down.
I'll tell you what I
The what?
can't wait to do.
The Winnie OC. You know, the Nay.
The Nay.
The Nay.
You mean the pony?
You know, Nay.
You talking about the pony?
Yeah. You know, the green apple horse. You heard me, green apple horse.
Yay, nay.
All of the above.
Nay,
This is
nay,
mine.
nay.
This is mine.
Yay.
Whoa.
Nay?
That looks really cool.
Nay?
She's adorable.
But it's not nay.
Oh shush! I can have my own person.
It's not a nay though. It's not a nay.
I can have my own person.
It's
shush.
not a Winnie.
Oh, shut up. It doesn't have to
I
be.
don't have a damn weenie.
I mean, some might.
It doesn't have to be already. Okay. Well, damn.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, damn. Let me have my moments.
God damn it, Lime.
Damn.
I'm just being an ass over there.
What am I not? What am I not being a fucking annoying?
Like, damn, is that annoying?
Of course, they're working with Supermassive Games on the Dark Picture Anthology, a whole bunch of different.
I'm trying to get DJ to yell at me constantly. Lose your force. Lose your voice so you can't hear. You can't yell.
I will destroy you.
Oh! What kind of destroy?
The really painful one.
Oh.
You won't be squishy anymore.
Can I have troubles clenching if you know what I mean? Hey, oh.
Bruh. What the hell, Lime?
Cracking my knuckles.
Oh shit.
Opposing forces get dropped into a Sumerian temple, right? And also supernatural elements start happening. Need you to get ready. I'm excited.
Nice.
Very scared. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna go over to the media. I'm gonna, I'm gonna be horrified because it's gonna be great. It's time though for our next presenter, and here with their 2021
Bandai
is Bandai Namco presents House of Ashes.
Oh, would you look at that? Now actual games. Wow. After Nintendo took so fucking long for really no reason whatsoever. But
I managed to catch that when I woke up.
The weirdest thing I've seen is Mario and rabbits. That shit is funny.
Pictures.
All the 12s.
Horror has awoken from its slumber and is hungry for blood.
So Depop.
Shall we see how
Hey,
many
real
have
people.
fallen
No,
into shadow?
Satellite sweeps of the war zone have uncovered what appears to be an underground storage facility.
When you said the enemy is awoken and ready for blood, I was thinking for some reason Cthulhu?
Cthulhu? Cthulhu?
Descend into the unknown below is extremely brave. Or extremely foolish.
Could you split?
Brothers in arms, or will it be a case of
I will smite thee.
I have Will Smith, me?
You teeter
This is
on the edge
unacceptable.
of an abyss.
Unacceptable!
Your survival depends on the choices you make. They will be as a compass, guiding you through the unknown.
I know what they're
On God's green earth have we landed.
What nightmare have these luckless souls fallen into?
You keep lookout.
Lookout? Lookout for what?
One by one, their lights will be snuffed out. Unless you can find the means to save them.
Corn flakes.
Trapped beneath the earth.
Corn fucks.
No, I said corn flakes, sir.
Corn fucks.
Salvation
Corn flakes.
Corn
will be
fucks.
lost in the dark.
Corn flakes. Get it right.
Corn fucks.
I will smack you live.
You want me to say it louder?
It's corn flakes.
Corn fucks.
I'm gonna pimp slap you.
Corn fucks?
I'm gonna pimp slap this man.
Was that little enemy at the end there? It's like, oh, they heard about the corn fucks. Like, oh, what's this?
I said corn flakes, you fuck.
We're here
at corn fucks.
The next game in the
It's corn flakes, motherfucker.
Corn fucks.
Joined by
Corn fucks.
I'm about to slap this man.
Corn fucks.
I'm about to slap him.
Slap the shit out of you.
I'm gonna change my name on Discord to say corn fucks.
Motherfucker.
Like,
I'm about to. Ooh.
It's like it's like who are you targeting? The fucking like the flakers or the fuckers?
So there is
both.
I get it.
With links 4,000 years ago that set the story up.
Oh my god.
So tell us more about the theme and themes.
But like,
God damn it.
It starts off with a military
can't even
unit
say it
that's
now.
new technology that can destruction underground. They think they've identified something in the Zagros Mountains in Iraq, and then as part of that, they come into conflict with the Iraqi unit, pitched firefight, and then the two groups are plunged underground. There's an earthquake of some sort, and
How are you choking your mic? Can I ask any questions?
These big massive structures.
I'm not even gonna ask.
These different groups, they're all separated. Radio contact is lost, and they're submerged in this black darkness.
Where on God's green
Choked them.
And then they're going to start hearing things and seeing things, and people are going to start disappearing.
You choked on your own
What? So this time, it's a very real threat.
No,
All of the Dark Pictures games pull something from real life or from
Linguish? What the f?
What's the case with
Linguish.
Oh, linguish.
Actually, you know what's funny?
What?
Looking at and reading.
Did you know that there's an actual like a breakfast meal in England known as a full English?
Years ago, the Akkadian Empire.
Oh, really?
And this terrible
We had
this
oh, wow.
So what's funny is that if you're strangling on that, you're just like, sorry, I'm choking on my English.
I'm choking on my English. I'm dead. Yo, I'm gonna do that shit. On purpose. I'm gonna do that. I'm choking on my English.
That's actually what I just said.
Oh my god.
That's like I
Tell us a
choked
bit
on my
more about
English.
what's going on there.
Military unit that you're
Holy
they don't
shit.
really know what they're doing. They're not human, they're bigger, they're larger.
Oh my god.
The team
Now you know that
they're one or two of them.
Now you know there could be a literal term for it too.
Oh my god.
Yup.
New term. Choke
But
on my
maybe there's another one
English.
around the corner, or maybe there's a group of them, or maybe they're going to get
Maybe they're like a cluster.
God damn it.
yeah,
They'll pop
a
out
nest,
once.
as it were. And it's been really fun to work on and see these guys move around and how horrific they can be. They're different to us. They perceive the world in a different way. Getting little snippets of it in the darkness.
God,
was that? Did I see that? Was it something that moved? Or is it actually just one of the other
Oh, boy.
that's stuck in the catacombs?
God damn it.
We like to try and misdirect people on things, you know, that did you see something, did you not? And that's a great thing with Empire, that you think you're going to be scared right now. And we're not going to scare you now, we'll scare you in a minute when you're not expecting it.
It's always coming.
Box what?
So should we expect a huge amount of
No.
in the game?
Definitely. We love to do it.
Oh!
It's
Oh.
fun for us to work on.
Sorry.
It's horrific as it is, and we know that our fans
No?
love it as well. So yeah, there's at least 60 unique
That's
deaths, and there's a whole ton of
good.
variation on that as well. So Merwin and
It's a
some of the
big
others, you're
no.
going to see different
It's
things
a
happening
big-
to them
it's a
depending on
big
how you play it out, you
no-no.
know, getting ripped and shredded and torn, and
It's a
because
big
there's a
no-no.
firefight,
This
there's
is what it
gonna be
looks
bullets
like.
flying as well, and all kinds of stuff. And it's not just the deaths; it's the good of it, and you know, lots of blood.
Wait, why do I see? Oh, there's a.
Completely terrifying. I'm
Why do I see something in food porn? Oh, ooh.
That's a full that's a full English.
Oh yeah.
Always evolving the Dark Pictures.
I want to get a taste of that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
From our fans, and also our
Yeah.
fans, how they want to push things forward. So we try
I'm gonna just do this just to fuck with people.
You know, more camera control, 360 cameras in certain parts, and we've really leaned on that again, and it really works well. In House of Ashes, lots of the game is set underground, and so these sort of corridors which are really tight.
I mean, I would eat the.
Yeah, indeed. So we've had to learn because you take away the fixed cameras, and that takes away some.
You want to eat that bitch? Oh!
But I do not want to eat the sausage or the mushrooms.
You don't want to eat the sausage? Oh, well, too bad.
Military theme, so these guys are going to be walking around with weapons, torches mounted on them. We love the lighting that we do, the sort of really inky black darkness, and sort of the contrast to the bright areas. And so you're going to need to
What the fuck, like? You need to get smacked.
Where you're going, what the threat is, and that kind of stuff.
We've also done
like mad hard.
Wait
till I see him in real life.
What you smack me, bro? What you smack me with though?
As an example, and we've got some really good positive feedback about that. But also some people want to turn
fly
it off.
swatter.
We want to allow you to play.
Yeah,
what
fly swatter. There we go.
Accessibility settings,
Like this fly
difficulty
swatter gets
settings.
smacked.
If you want to have a more casual experience, you can change those settings.
Exactly.
Still, most of your characters are going to end up dead, but you know.
You filthy man!
That's what we come here for. It's okay, we can deal with it. So I've got to ask.
Yeah, slap me real hard.
I got you.
Just slap me real hard with the freaking fly swatter. Just go. Oh.
It's so refreshing.
Bruh.
And Rachel is a character, so she did that.
And I got you lacking.
When we were looking for Joey, Salim helped me.
What the fuck?
You'd flip your shit.
We want you to connect to these characters and understand them as humans. We want them to see them
Here's
as
an
they're real
Uber.
to us. You know, we spend a long time designing them, and I don't mind if you hate any one individual character because you don't like everyone in real life. But maybe you'll like them when you see the journey they go on.
Maybe you'll like them once they're dead and you feel bad about it.
Look at this dude.
But also we want you to say,
Look at this dude.
You know, we know that some people want
Look at it, dude.
But, you know, can you get and save as many as you can?
It's a lot of replay.
So,
last question.
Favorite scene. So, Salim, our Iraqi soldier, and Jason Kolchak over in Marines. There's a way that can play out.
Like a
contest between them, and you can make it go in a number of different ways.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's really emotional. Seeing them film it, I was lucky enough to be there, and then seeing that come through in game. I think we've got something there. I think that's gold. And then, of course, I love scaring people. So I love the jump scares. I love the moments of tension that we bring. We can't hold you in that moment,
the
so
top on his head.
jokes in there.
Look at the top of his head.
To take your mind off the imminent threat.
Yeah.
Dan, thank you so much. This has been really cool to talk about, and I'm sure, you know, I'm excited and terrified in equal part, and everyone else is just excited, I'm sure of it.
And it's been a real pleasure to speak to you. I can't wait to get into people's heads.
Boy, the fuck.
House of Ashes it is.
Stop skipping, goddamn!
Get the figurine, you must.
Get the pee-pee in your butthole, you will.
Before we dive in, the House of Ashes, see how scared you.
TP for your bunghole, you must find.
TP in your bunghole.
God, of course, we want to thank Razor for being one of
Oh my goodness.
the E3.
Cornholio, you are not.
Sponsors, of course, giving us these wonderful blades nobody cares about. But this Blade 14, RTX 3080 built right in. Of course, the Razor
I'm taking that.
Thank you so much. No, I'm taking
You
that.
think I am having me?
You've done that before. You know what, I'll take the hand-me-down. I'll be little brother. I'll take the outdated. Nobody wants these anymore, right? Doesn't worry. Golden Boy, you just saw the Dark Pictures anthology.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Your first glimpse of it. We have some reactions from you.
Oh, you do?
They were recording you. They said you were a little scared, not terrified.
Not terrified, thankfully, because you know it was just a normal trailer, which is fine. There's my face.
You're unsettled for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you don't like that. You
don't like that. No, not a fan of that one either.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that was one of the jump scares in the trailer. I got the willies there at the end too. Yeah. I am not crazy about horror. I was actually talking to the crew at the back, and I said, it really takes a very twisted mind to come up with these things. But it is impressive, though, right?
You heard there in the interview,
Dan saying like, oh yeah, I love the jump scares. I live for the jump scares. It's
60 different death animations is what that was something he wanted to make sure, because of course this is a choose your own adventure. If you've never played a dark picture anthology, right? You are moving characters in a third person. You jump around. It's like you're watching a movie. You make choices. Those choices leads to different permutations, different setups, different settings, which leads to different deaths or no deaths if you're really, really good. But that's the idea, right? Is that you're playing in your own horror movie is developing, and then gives you the reason to replay it.
Yeah. Also, a pleasant surprise for me was that Ashley Tisdale is in it. I didn't know that going into it, which I was like, wow, this is definitely an upgrade from High School Musical. You know, like this is definitely a quick turnaround. You know, big, different genre.
Ew, that thing we don't talk about.
I think also we had the VO program yesterday, which was great. It just goes to show, right? Like the impact that video games are having. Hollywood stars coming in, you know, lending their voice, lending their face, their acting, their skills to this, really bringing these characters to life is just going to add even more layers to this horror.
That's a huge
all this together, my asshole. What?
A huge deal for Supermassive. They go through, they use the facial animation. They want you to feel like you're watching a movie. So we will see soon enough how the Dark Pictures anthology pans out this time around with House of Ashes. But for now, let's toss it over to the one, the only, Jackie Jane.
Brothers in arms, or each man for himself. Survival depends on choice. Will you find the path to save everyone, or be lost in the darkness? I'm sorry, I'm just a little excited about this title. Dan, I saw you taking lots of notes. You were taking notes about the mechanics, actually, but I know you're really thrilled with the story as well. I mean, I am here for this. So.
Well, I'm a big old history nerd, so I was super stoked to hear more.
Nerd!
It's really telling a lot of ancient lore about the Akkadian Empire. This guy who declared himself like the god king of the Akkadian Empire. He desecrated this temple, and now it's coming back to haunt us in modern day. It's also interesting to use Rock War as a setting.
I heard the word. I heard the word nut.
During which to set a game, but also I think a rich
I heard
sort of
I heard the word nut.
horror into this setting because you're tapping into.
I heard the word nut though.
Pazuzu, this king of wind.
No, you heard Skittles line.
I heard nut.
I'm really excited to see what they can do.
You heard
Finna nut.
I'm excited. I can't wait to experience all 60 death animations.
I know this
Finna nut.
John's face right now.
No.
It's just killing me.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm ever trapped in like a dark I'm probably gonna stick next to Dan. What we should be doing. King of what now? You're looking up all this history on Pazuzu?
Yeah. Wind demons, no big deal.
Come on, everybody knows that. I don't even know what the King of Wind Demons is. What was
I'm about to smack this dude into next week.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You may remember him from The Exorcist as well.
Yes. No. Okay. Avi, you were obviously a big fan.
No.
Just
no. That's it.
Exactly. I was like, okay. But Avi, we've been talking about Resident Evil Village like at length. We both.
It's just no. That's all you get.
But also like when someone's playing with us, and I thought that
nice talk.
It's co-op, so we can be scared to get when we play.
Yeah, I'm just going to be sitting behind Dan and watching him play, because that's exactly what I did with Until Dawn, because I'm like, cool, I can't hold a controller and, you know, try to guide these teenagers to safety. I'm going to step on a branch and individually kill them all. But Dan was going into like the history of all of it, and I'm going like, oh, 2003, that's a little too close. And I didn't pass all my history classes, but I hope that Pazuzu doesn't, you know, pop up anywhere in a textbook. But something that was really interesting for me when we were going through the trailers and going through that little dev talk is that they showed us Pazuzu. They showed us the monster. They showed us what it looks like inside the cave. So there's part of me wondering, like, usually with horror games, you don't show people.
It came out of
right
nowhere.
away. So I'm wondering if maybe there's like a hidden layer of something else that they're not showing us yet that's going to catch people off guard, thinking that they're going to go like, I did my research. I know everything.
I know how to deal with a Pazuzu. This is easy.
I know. So you two would fall into the depths together, and then I would somehow be starting Michael, and he'd be like talking about JRPGs, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, we're in a world of hurt right now.
If I make a deal with the devil, I turn into a very attractive protagonist, and then I could probably possess Pazuzu if I do negotiations.
I say, where's the
No, anyway, like,
pancake?
one thing I want to say about this one is the free cam controls. That's different for Supermassive, so I'm going to wonder how that works, because I feel like they're very in control of camera angles and what you see before you make choices. I'm sure there's like transition phases where you actually make your choices and all that stuff. It's just something new from them, so I just want to see how that plays out.
Technique.
Much other people trying to very scale.
Technique.
I know you're all about retro games, but I also know you love a good story. I know for me, I felt like this had a lot of heart. There was dialogue that we saw that really hit to my core.
Yeah, and they spoke to the actors.
His other
motion
technique.
capture. I love horror movies. I love horror games. I'm a kind of a gore hound. I love blood movies, kill gags. So like, I'm looking forward to see all the inventive and clever ways that Pazuzu's going to kill our soldier friends.
Oh boy. I just like saying Pazuzu, even though it's shut the fuck up. Anyways, I can't talk. Games have changed and evolved so much over the years, and with those changes, so has the coverage of our favorite games. Outlets like PC Gamer, IGN, Polygon, and GameSpot have all led the way in gaming coverage, and for the first time ever, we've assembled the editors-in-chief of all those organizations and our Voices of E3 series. Take a look.
Nobody cares. Somebody just shit themselves?
You?
Hello, welcome back.
I'm
surprised. 2021. My name is Chris String. I run
I'm surprised this whole stream's still going.
Video games business websites.
Right.
Like,
and joining me today to talk about E3 and the future of games in general are some of the biggest names in the video games media.
People just wanted to hear some boring conversations, but we didn't hear like any other games and interviews about
Who are you? What do you do? How did you get here?
We get it. Like we get it.
No!
Like technique.
It sounds like Christmas plant if you say it really fast. I'm the editor-in-chief of Polygon.com, and it's a website.
Thanks. Over at PC Gamer.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, Tina, I'm the editor-in-chief of IGN. I don't have a cool Christmas Twitter name, but I do have
taking a big shit.
Halloween Twitter name that someone gave to me, which is Tina Amenity-ville. So that's all I got.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Randall Ramsey. I'm the editorial director from GameSpot. I go by Randall.
That must be good shit, isn't it, John? Huh?
While it's okay to
God damn.
Bro.
I
know I'm watching.
Actually,
I'm watching videos on YouTube.
Oh, you're not watching this? Okay, fuck you too. I'm kidding.
Boring. I don't know if I want to pick on somebody, but
Nintendo shit earlier. That was boring. That was fucking boring.
As a professional,
I can see some games that I'm quite interested, but some of this is quite just not my thing.
Games cool, but then I see
good night.
Being overworked, not having but I think
sleeping on us again, boy. I will disconnect you.
Get disconnected.
No, I legitimately just yawned, like dead ass.
I still get high.
Yeah.
This is boring as fuck.
For those brief shining
bro, I just want to freaking see the award show, goddammit.
During, like a key
the
award show, he says.
There's all this work that I need to do around this big event, and just like
technique.
Technique.
Yeah, having that in-person reaction, like your typical sitting. If you're at a press conference,
like, shut up.
Big long.
We maybe stopped at
big long.
Goes it alone, and there's definitely some pros to that, but I think from a coverage perspective,
like the big and long objects, huh?
Probably all share the same attitude. We like having as much time as possible.
Meanwhile, Zeusy tab,
be rushed off to the
he's
efficiency for us, I think, and the viewer and consumer, and having everything.
That's a big floppy.
3 or 4 days. The intensity and kind of spectacle that comes as a result of that, I think, can be genuinely fun and exciting. So, I mean, at least in North America, it looks like E3 will continue to be that center of gravity.
I want to see some award show.
For better or worse, you get reminded very blatantly that, like, this is a human enterprise. There are some real people who are putting in some, like, long hours to event for all of us.
Well, this year is a digital event, and there are lots of questions about what E3 becomes in the future. A lot of chatter about that. So what do you hope to see from it come sort of 2022 or beyond that? What are your hopes for the future of E3, and what would you like to see?
It has to become more social, and I think that is a thing that E3 was like leaning towards. I think it's like important to remember like what function E3 served back in the day. In the 90s, video games were for children or dorks, and mainstream publications covered it once a year, and all video game companies need to put all their money into one basket and pray that the New York Times wrote that story, right? Now it's the opposite. I mean, sure, newspapers are still catching up, but otherwise, video games are the center of culture for young people. I think The Guardian wrote about that. And because of that, E3's purpose no longer has to be, hey, let's get people excited for this one day. Let's put all of our money into it. It has to be something different, which it seems to be more celebratory, right? Like that kind of has become a purpose. So I hope that whatever we see it become in the future is, like you said, Chris, more inclusive. That it is this thing that is bringing people in, that is the center of gravity, that is serving a larger communal purpose.
And it is significant, you know, obviously, despite the drawbacks of everything, of all of us being in a pandemic that's going to be running about 2 years long by the end of this, or hopefully just 2 years long by the end of this. I think it is significant that when we are being in this digital format now, I think it's nice that more people can connect. Obviously, it loses some of that social element. So I too, like Chris, hope that is retained. And I selfishly hope that we all go back in person. But I think keeping some elements digital does help kind of connect to a broader community. And there can be various aspects of that. Obviously, the press conferences are something that are typically digitally available to begin with. But are there some of those panels that have been introduced, or some other versions of connectivity or versions of celebrations that is something that, you know, people can experience in person or at home too, to feel like they're a part of that entire celebration, of the festivities, of the news breaking, and they can get a sense of that same excitement that they may be feeling home alone because for whatever reason they're not able to attend.
You know, I'm kind of hopeful that the live aspect becomes a lot more like Comic-Con in the future, in which it's much more a celebration of games culture, and community while you're there live in person. I think the ESA, you know, as everyone pointed out, has been sort of moving towards this hybrid thing where, you know, half of it is still behind closed doors meetings with retailers, and then they're trying to, you know, introduce more people into it, and they can play some games and look at some big booths. But, you know, I think, you know, Comic-Con does that thing where it does service the fan aspect of it really well by having that, you know, focus on the show floor, you know, the culture, things you can buy, you know, artists you can interact with.
This is
while still having that sort of hype vehicle and talking about the next big thing. So, you know, if anything, you know, I would hope that, you know, they push that sort of aspect more when you're there.
How far do you think they should go in that direction? Like, would you just like to see them take a full-on Gamescom approach where there are, you know, potentially tens of thousands of people, you know, having a full public day, you know, dedicated to, you know, that's really servicing the public more than the trade side, the business side?
Yeah, I think a traveling E3 show that goes around all year and visits multiple cities.
Some people will hate you for that one.
Well, luckily, I'm not in the USA. But yeah, and you know, I realized that.
Yawn. Everyone on Twitch put a yawn emojis.
I just keep saying Resident Sleeper.
Oh yes. They don't want to hear all that
Okay, sorry.
shit.
One of the games I was playing opened up by accident. Is it? What the hell happened? The fuck?
To an extent.
Oh, there we go. God damn it. Right when I was fucking refreshing it, and then it works. You fucking cock. You know what? Fine, fuck you too.
And I think
whatever. Nobody's really doing anything. Whatever.
In all conferences, it makes a lot of sense. Where, yeah, we don't need to have vertical slices for every game that cost a ton of money.
Again, a legitimate yawn. Help.
That can that can create these Comic-Con environments.
It's fucking boring. It's just like fucking.
Industry as a whole, for people to actually
oh my god! It's just like Nintendo.
Not just behind them.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
Evan, actually,
just like the tree
Cheerios.
house.
You mentioned the
tree house. I didn't say Cheerios. The fuck?
I love E3. I love
got shit in your ears.
I love the buzz of it. But as a business journalist,
no, sorry, you got chocolate in your ears. Oh wait, you are chocolate.
It's busy and noisy.
Fuck,
and
boy.
About sales figures.
Earwax is actual like Chuck or Hershey Kisses.
It's there's almost two parts.
Yes,
of me. There's a fan that
because
wants
you're a
to
chocolate.
see the big release
No.
and the exciting, all
That's
the noise
disgusting.
and stuff, and there's the part of me that wants to have a little quiet place, have a cup of coffee and
That's way past
a bit of
disgusting.
Wi-Fi and a bit of networking.
Okay, how about your shit?
So
Let's throw
I
back
No.
in context.
to have a sort of
How about what the fuck is it? Ho-hos?
and
Ho-hos? No, wait. Maybe?
Sort of sit side by side. I don't know how you
the freaking, what's it, the hostess? The Toho-hos?
I think
you know,
that's something that I would like.
Chocolate
I mean,
fucking, it looks like a turd, a log, whatever the fuck.
And I think transitions always
chocolate,
tough,
the fuck?
I'd love to see that kind of thing. Is that something you're interested in?
How about
chocolate?
How about chocolate Twinkie? How about that? Was it chocolate dials or
it's just
what they're
essential
called?
that these events have a true purpose.
Twinkies?
That is
What?
contemporary.
Why had to be Twinkies?
Self-aware of what else is
that's
happening,
why.
what options people have. I mean,
not good
when
enough.
you go to PAX, right? You see.
All right, how about a giant fucking Hershey Kiss?
Thinking back to the PAXs I've
Dead
gone, it's
ass.
like mothers and daughters and fathers and sons.
Maybe, I don't know.
That have like decided
Just
to
pull
take
up.
a vacation to this event because they're a huge fan of.
That's a little fucking
DMX.
point the goddamn
And
end.
they want to hang out and be a part of that, right? And I mean, like, it's interesting to get a sense of like our kind of multifaceted feelings in this conversation because like GDC is probably my favorite event of the year because the press is not the focus at all. There's not like big announcements or anything.
Bless you.
And yet we as press get some of our best material out of GDC because it's an environment where game developers are just talking to each other and we're kind of listening in.
Chalky.
And it's
I
an
called you
environment where
Chalky.
game developers
Fight
like
me.
have their guard down. They're not
Okay.
engaged in the deep secrecy that I think Chris is
Chalky.
referencing there very often, right? They're doing panels. They're sort of, talking up their design and, their narratives and like, what's kind of
You're somewhat
interesting
bless you.
in the moment. And that's a
What do you
great
mean you're
environment for
somewhat?
and discovery stuff. So,
What are you,
I don't know,
atheist or some shit
whichever
or what?
direction E3 takes long term, I just think it sort of has to not compromise and sort of be in the middle of all this stuff, but really have clarity and identity.
Ooh.
This fucking guy.
Very much aware of the time, so I'm going to wrap up with a sort of fun last question. So, what is a memorable E3 interview that you can share with us?
Mine's a little sad in
I'm on the
retrospect,
next
but I
level.
still very much enjoyed the conversation that I had. It was before No Man's Sky came out, and I interviewed Sean Murray.
I'm here all
He
day.
was so excited to talk about this game and to talk about all the procedural generation and that work that was going into it. Alongside that interview, he had one of his programmers like showing me behind
Jesus
the scenes
Christ.
how that procedural generation worked. I thought it was such an interesting way of doing an interview where I was actually seeing behind the scenes elements of what was actually going into the game while he was speaking to them in what was a really eloquent way. So it's only a little sad in retrospect because obviously there are a lot of moments where developers kind of maybe regret, like, did I say too much? Did I accidentally promise something that I wasn't intending on promising? But I think ultimately at the core, for me in that experience, like I could just see his passion and I could just see his pride for what his team was working on. And I think that there's something still, really genuine and true and heartfelt about that.
I
mean,
my favorite interviews are usually the
Nice.
conversations that
Open
happen
wide.
at
No.
afterwards.
Open
because
wide.
interviews tend to be
Nice.
very prepared. People are very press trained for them. So I guess I'll share something else, which is my favorite moment of the E3.
Negatory.
Oh, I thought you said something else for a second. Oh, wait, you're waiting.
In front of the main hall, right?
It's like, wait a minute.
And it was the final day, and I was doing a direct
Well, you
camera
thought I
of,
said.
like, hey, this is E3, I'm going to wrap it up. And at this point, I'm like running out of notes.
What?
And I'm like,
What was that?
You ain't gonna get me, bro.
What you say live?
I think I'd say something else for a second. Just think.
Comes, around front,
just
steps in front of our camera as I'm preparing, bops
Sure.
me on the nose, and just goes, too cute.
Sure, I'll
and then
take your
walks
word
off.
on it
And
live.
it was like it was the nicest I've ever felt.
I'll take your
in my
word on
entire
it.
Life.
Like you, Chris, the best conversations at E3 happen outside the floor, outside these kind of formal settings.
You kick yourself.
Hall is someone who's just an absolutely unfiltered,
Looking gremlin over there.
information and design thoughts. Like,
Oh my lord, dude.
to sort of you get the sense that he's peering into his sketchbook. I mean, this is someone who's
Nothing.
fundamentally optimistic and imaginative.
He's a motherfucking
half the things that
gremlin.
he tells you, like his idea for not running the game,
He's a motherfucking gremlin.
but it's still like
Yes.
constantly dreaming and
Oh,
he's
God.
completely removed from that scripted, media trained.
Oh god.
That we're referring to.
I heard that shit.
Next thing you know,
having to play Sekiro.
Fucker right in the pussy salad.
I know.
Alright.
The first
that meme will never get old.
And then I had to do a 50-minute challenge.
Fucker right in the pussy.
Thank you so much.
Bruh.
That's it from us. Thank you to Tina, Randy, Evan, and Christopher. Thank you so
That
much.
actually
Do check
happened
out
on
all of our
news. Some
websites.
random dude
I
came
know.
up to the.
I know.
Wow.
Yoinks on my fucker right in the pussy.
Just randomly shows up to say that.
It's like, hey, bitch, get out of the way. Fucker right in the pussy.
Has officially partnered with the ESA for
Move,
E3
bitch,
2021.
get out the way.
IGN Summer of Gaming is now all summer long. From major press conferences and announcements at E3 2021 to the IGN Expo with exclusive gameplay and reveals to exciting first looks at the hottest new games and in-depth developer interviews, IGN Summer of Gaming has it all. IGN Summer of Gaming begins right now.
Summer of who?
Who? Angel does.
More power.
It's like, Angel Dust, is that you? Yeah, what's up, sweet cheeks?
You know it's me, baby.
There it is. Oh my
I
god.
love Pac-Man 99. It's so fun, and the thing is, I'm super competitive too. I'm just like, bet you think you're gonna get a top 20? Get out of here. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get munched on. It's my first session. I got.
Let's
top 30.
go.
The next session it was top 20, and then the third session forward it was top 10.
Want a Sprite
I
Cranberry?
see what I want. And I
want to get. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Give it to me.
You want to get smacked?
Stops there.
You want smack? Get smacked, bitch.
And yeah, I'm actually.
You want to look? Jesus Christ!
Want to get shot out of a cannon?
Harder,
What?
daddy.
Thanks to our sponsors,
God.
DoorDash. Get more from your neighborhood,
Pause.
from restaurants and convenience to grocery and corner stores.
Harder, daddy, son.
All right, folks. Well, we got some more
Son.
great games coming our way. No question about it. But
Bruh.
what is it that draws us into a game's story? Is it a whodunit? Maybe becoming a heroic protagonist, perhaps? Or maybe it's just a story that makes us laugh, that keeps us coming back. When we return, more on what stories we love in our games.
Bee-bop-boo.
Angel Dust is a robot. Beep boop bop.
Beep boop bop beep bop beep bop beep beep bitch.
Wait, why is this ad coming up again? What the fuck?
I must compute you bitch. Must
Mike.
cock.
Wow. I'm dead.
IGN Summer of Gaming has officially partnered with
God
the
damn.
ESA for E3 2021. IGN Summer of Gaming is now all
Exterminate
summer long.
penis.
From major press conferences and announcements at E3 2021 to the IGN Expo with exclusive gameplay and reveals to exciting first looks at the hottest new games and in-depth developer interviews. IGN Summer of Gaming
What the
has it all.
fuck?
IGN Summer of Gaming begins right now.
It's about fucking time, bruh. Holy shit. Nope, not yet, you fucker. Oh my god, what was with these fucking ads, man? God damn, come on!
Those ads. Can't forget Friday night. Yeah.
Then that one.
I was slowly
then the
dying
other one.
inside.
And then you get to see it. Shut the fuck up.
Another one. You.
Another one. Another one.
And another one.
Another one. And another
And
one.
another one.
And a dick
I
up your
salute
ass.
you,
What,
sir.
huh?
What? Bruh.
Just, yeah, just really throwing off like, what?
You're
nothing.
Yeah.
It's like every noun you say in a sentence, your voice suddenly gets deeper, but it only happens whenever you say a noun.
What I've always looked for in a game was just this really grand, epic story that makes you feel like you're part of a universe that's not Earth.
Hi, I'm Angel Dust.
Such a sucker for narrative.
I am a
porn star.
I appreciate
character
development.
Stories
that you can
I like.
You know, I always
I like
dicks. Just having the option choices to really feel like your choices matter. Like, what do you mean? I picked this and he died? Feeding
Jiggle those
balls.
Of what happened to you, you the player, sort of infer what you will, and just take you down this rabbit hole.
I just got done playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I didn't want to stop playing it. I've been tempted to just start playing it immediately after I finished it.
I like stories that are willing to explore
So
more
fucking
difficult
dumb.
topics, but not treat it like it's something that you can joke about.
Games are empathy machines.
And I can just appreciate when they have this absolutely massive narrative and so much going on that it could absolutely turn people away from it and they don't care.
Set in places or have storylines that are incredibly depressing or morbid, but then they inject these bits and pieces of humor. Fallout does that really well.
For me, the stories I appreciate the most in games are always women kicking ass.
Welcome back to E3 Live from Los Angeles, and I want to continue this conversation about storytelling in games. Every game has some sort of story to tell, but some games have really taken their narratives to cinematic levels. Games like The Last of Us, Detroit Become Human, BioShock, Red Dead, just to name a few. Guys, what type of stories do you like in your games? Alex, I'm starting with you.
Yeah. Okay, so the easy answer for me will always and forever be Halo.
Of course.
The Halo 1 story, it was actually
Bro,
one of the first,
this guy had a
like,
fetish
as a
for
kid,
Halo,
like,
I
one of the
swear to
first like,
God.
narrative games I actually paid attention to. For some reason, I got into the books, and then from there it just became a fascination. Another one that always stays in the back of my mind.
He wants to put his neck in Master Chief's asshole.
I love that game.
Master Chief asshole butt sex.
Like being a pirate, believing in yourself, and all that. It was just like a very uplifting story, and I enjoyed it so much. So,
It's about Master Chief.
Master Chief surprise butt sex.
I think I've spoken at length
No, I'm talking
about
about
the Super Nintendo games
Of
that have
course.
had a profound influence on me.
Surprise butt sex?
But actually,
No.
I wanted to talk about The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2.
Whoop, surprise!
You know,
What, you're gonna do it?
duh, right?
I'm glad somebody's finally talking about that.
I know, right? Have you all heard about
Oh.
this
This
game
little
before?
independent studio,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Watch the white duel
Extremely popular, but I'll be honest though, like that game haunts me to this day. I just remember, I mean, the opening scene. I still have not seen a game just punch me in the face like that. Like I just remember being terrified, sad, angry, and then I was like, I'm 2 minutes into this thing, and I don't know what the hell is going on here. You know what I mean?
It's heavy.
Yeah, it was just extremely heavy. And I thought The Last of Us 2 was fantastic as well. I know,
Last of Us 2
people
sucked.
are divided on that title,
Shut the
but
fuck up.
For me, with Ellie and Abby,
Last of Us Part 2
it's
was,
just, we saw how
was
human
balls.
they were. You know, there were times where I absolutely
Is that
hated
Splatoon
them, and I was
action?
just like, I can't stand you. And then there were times where they had me weeping, and I would just totally empathetic
What
to
a
their
game should do.
situation. Exactly. And I think that you know, there's tons of amazing games
Literally
out
a
there
waste of
that,
time.
You know, we're just like, man, that hits me right in my gut and my core that I can definitely relate to that. But just those
Ooh, I
two
like
titles in
Dragon.
particular, it's just a fantastic series. And
Especially
yeah.
for The Last of Us and their storytelling, right? For you're talking about things we can relate to. For me, it's the ones where we can't.
Point
So
of
for me,
this
you know, the final scene,
What's the point of this boring conversation? What's the point of this boring conversation? It's a waste of time. Please lie. Put on something more entertaining. Do 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 do.
What's the point of this bullshit?
Return here at E3 live from LA.
We don't
taking a look at our favorite shooters of all time.
This is how bored we are. How bored we are. We're talking. We're just randomly singing.
We're just gonna how about this? How about this? Why don't we just mute it and just be fucking idiots? I mean, I'm
just like record whatever. We're just record that and make a huge song out of it. Make a whole album called Boredom.
Boredom.
Good idea.
It's just like, and we were just singing. We just make it sound like a 1950s.
Do it. Do it.
We would win the Grammy Award for excellence in boredom.
Boredom.
Won the Grammy Awards for it.
Yeah, look, I actually sang on something.
Oh my god.
Be asking questions. Why did you guys have to learn that song? I was like out of boredom.
Because we were bored.
Because we were bored.
Just have a no the Ben choir.
There it is.
The Ben choir.
It's like as I'm setting stuff up for the stream, it was just start singing just casually.
And then Lime would be like, "Okay, I get it. We'll watch something entertaining at the end."
Like, shut up.
I saw my boy T-Pain.
T-Pain.
T-Pain. I went to his concert.
I love how Jeff just started singing, and then I joined in, and then GP joined in.
Everybody joined in. Because we are bored. Gamer, no!
I literally just muted the freaking stream because fuck that.
That happens to him a lot.
Damn.
Damn. Oh. What the fuck is that? Freaking burnt. Oh.
Games industry.
Oh, God.
My brother got the PS5 finally.
Meanwhile, me. God damn it.
I never owned a PlayStation console in my life.
Oof.
You should get the PlayStation. You should get PlayStation 1, because fuck you, huh? Oh, sorry. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I'm squishy. I'm squishy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too squishy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm squishy.
No, you're not.
Squishy? I'm sensitive?
No, you're not.
I bruise easily?
No, you're not.
I bruise easily. I bruise easily.
Hmm. The fuck? Play for all.
We've seen this tons of times, like way too many times. That's why I still haven't muted, because we've seen it like a ton.
We've seen it so many times.
College in the early 90s. I was a computer science major at the University of Minnesota, and I loved gaming. I loved computers. I knew I always wanted to do something in gaming, but it wasn't until I played the very first Doom game, Doom 1. I never even played Wolfenstein before that. But I remember I downloaded Doom 1. It was like my entire life changed. And I was so amazed and surprised and at awe in the fact that there were games like this, and that also let people like us, users, create our own content. And when I learned how to make my own levels in Doom, I thought that it's amazing because the possibilities were infinite. And I fell in love with making levels. I was lucky enough to be contacted by id Software to work on some levels for the Doom 2 Masters Edition. And then they needed a full-time level designer, and I started at id Software as just a little level designer, and I worked my way up. We just wanted to make cool stuff, and working with the small team, everyone was passionate about what they were doing. That was our focus, to make cool things. So the pressure was brought on by ourselves, and in the interactions that we did have with our fans, especially like when QuakeCon took off. That was awesome. That was a lot of pressure when you actually go and meet people in person. But I do believe that there is more pressure on young teams today, especially ones that have had success, because I've seen it. The biggest handicap of people after making a successful game is their own success and the pressure that the world puts on them and the pressure that they put on themselves. So we were blessed, to be honest, to kind of create this team while kind of the internet created that, the behemoth that it is now. I would love to say that we were so clever that we had this great vision that we executed on, but no, we were just making cool stuff, and the world just came to us.
Woo, baby, time to talk about one of my favorite genres in gaming. Welcome back to E3, live from Los Angeles. Now, Doom is certainly one of the godfathers of the FPS genre, along with Wolfenstein. Thank you, Avali, for fanning me down there. You also got classics like GoldenEye, a bunch of games we grew up with that we loved. But guys, what FPS titles would you consider your personal faves? David, we'll start with you.
Well, it's funny, right before we came back, we were talking about how hot it is in the studio right now. Ooh. You were just getting some fan service.
Yes.
Someone mentioned it.
Hell.
He made a weep joke.
That's good. Someone mentioned super hot, that it's super hot in here. That reminded me, super hot's definitely one of my favorite shooters of the past few years. Such a cool mechanic that time only moves when you do. Yeah. It's not a shooter that's about quick reflexes. It's not a twitch shooter. It's about careful planning out your next move. That appeals to the turn-based strategy fan in me. And on top of that, it tells a very cool and creepy story.
Yeah, that is. Super hot's great. Also great in VR as well. Really fun, really fun. Dan, what about you?
I have to give it up for the game that really introduced me to the world of competitive multiplayer shooters, and that is Unreal Tournament.
Let's go.
Throwback. It was one of my all-time favorite games, playing Instagib CF, all-time great, Instagib CTF, excuse me, and my favorite map of all time. I don't think it's been rivaled to this day, and that is Facing Worlds. One of the best multiplayer maps ever. You're just on this moon base. The physics in that game were so good. The gunplay was so good. I can't wait to go back and revisit it when I get home. Now I'm jonesing to play.
Now you want to play. What about for you, Michael?
I am an OG Counter-Strike player. So CS 1.6. Nice. I love CS because there's a very particular way to play it, like spray patterns, strategies, positioning. It's so important. Are you CT? Are you on T side? Yep. And where exactly do you plant the bomb? There's so many intricate things about CS that I actually learned. So it made me feel smart. It made me feel like I was good at the game because I had a couple friends who taught me all the very specific things that you should do. That's competitive multiplayer. I know it's what I'm about to say, first-person shooter. It's a first-person RPG, but Deus Ex, the original, that came out in 2000, changed my life.
Heck yeah, that is a great game. Avli, I know you're traditionally, League of Legends, and those games, but I know you branch outside. What do you got?
So I was going to say Valorant at first, but then I realized, I remember when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, I played this online game. It was the poor man's Counter-Strike, and it was called Soldier Front. It was totally random. It was like you couldn't afford CSGO. I couldn't afford like an Xbox to play Modern Warfare or something. So I was just like this 10-year-old kid. I'm like, I shot someone. I shot someone. That's the other thing. I didn't have to purchase it, so my parents didn't know I was playing it. But
wonderful.
Shout out to anyone who remembers that game.
Okay.
I don't know.
I like that. Some good ones that I'm going to rattle it off for you. Dusk, play that. Great game. Bullets Per Minute, another fantastic game. Try that out. Not a first-person shooter per se, but Ghost Runner, unbelievable. If you haven't checked that game out yet, really, really worth your time. And then there's this small independent game called Halo. That's the other one that you need to play right now. If you don't have Master Chief Collection, it's from an independent studio called 343 Studios. Check them out. I'm getting all hot and bothered talking about it.
I can tell. I can tell.
But yes, there are so many great FPS games. We didn't even get through like Quake, obviously Granddaddy, BioShock as well. Like you got a lot of great games, guys. But we're all done talking shooters for now. But when we return, an exclusive look at one of our favorite devs that we've seen here, Freedom Games' Dark Deity. So grab your swords because that is going to be coming up next.
This isn't my contract.
Let me guess, another freaking ad. The same fucking shit that we always fucking see.
Another goddamn ad.
Oh my fucking god! You're kidding me! Oh, it's fucking bullshit.
What?
No, the goddamn ads and shit. As soon as it shows Pog, everyone's chat or Twitch chat is literally just going Pog, 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 Pog.
It's like, we have nothing to show you today, so fuck you.
Woo!
Da 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 da. It's another goddamn ad every single day. I just want to munch. Blah. I can't.
Blah.
That's what I think of as blah.
Oh, blah. Fucking blah. Fucking.
Look at John on there. You're like, anyway.
Okay. Hey, I couldn't hear you. Were you choking on dick over there or what?
God damn it.
Fuck.
Hey Jeff.
What?
Your Angel Dust sing videos are great.
Thinking of doing one on my solo channel.
What do you got?
Yeah.
You ever seen some of those videos of a character searching themselves or something?
Yes.
Thinking about doing one of Angel Dust.
That's fucking ad. Oh my god, another ad. What the fuck?
It's another ad. The torture continues.
Think fuck, it's the.
It's another fucking ad.
Fucking aggressive doom music. Are you done now?
2021, our next game, it takes place in a mythical land broken by the horrors of war and
shut up and play. Show the fucking game.
And magic at your side. Are you ready to command one of the game's 30 characters to become a legend in the land of Dark Deity? If so, here's a look at the road ahead.
Oh, this game again. Why do they keep showing the same exact shit? Jesus Christ.
Maybe I should raise my rates.
Bro, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
God damn it.
Weakness has consequences.
What the fuck is this, Bob? Oh, Adam is fuck you. Oh, Adam is fuck you. So,
Ohana means fuck you.
Hey there.
All right, let's talk about this commentary.
And it's finally time to reveal.
Oh, now we'll have another.
Sounded more like Meatwad, actually.
The first game that we've ever
Ohana
sounds like Meatwad.
This game is a dream come true. And we thought,
Hey there,
what
baby.
better way
Let's
to
go
make
now.
the
We're
most
watching
out of our
this
first
through.
Oh my god.
Live on stream right now.
I'm freaking
As of
dead.
this moment, Dark Deity
18
is
Hunger
available
Force.
on
Yeah, that was such a good show.
Wait, what'd you call it again?
Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
They're only gonna fucking 2 words, whatever.
Dark Deity is available now for download at Steam, so go.
Why, have you watched it?
And the developer
I mean, I
The
know
show.
who the fuck, I know who Miwad is.
2021. Now it's time for Eureka Studio.
Hey, baby, what's going on? Me what?
Oh.
Hello,
exclusive.
Welcome to
Well,
Eureka
fuck
Studios
you, that's
E3
right.
Showcase. I'm Dan.
And I'm Stella. Eureka is a published team which started business in 2019.
So far,
Oh,
we've
how
helped
do I know
several
this?
indie games achieve success in the Chinese market.
And today we are here to check out the latest selection of our upcoming titles.
There are quite a lot of games here. Let's just get started, and I bet you'll find a new favorite.
Okay, you're just gonna fucking do that shit again? That's great.
I need to find a missing girl, a journalist. But met a lot of resistance. What happened? I should be dead already.
Zishu, you need to find the journalist.
Was I dyslexic or something? Because when it said the A in
Seems I'm
L-E, I thought it said anal.
No, this place is not what it used
Wait,
to
what was that? Someone said, oh, I heard something about anal? I thought someone said the word anal?
I think it was talking about. I think it was showing like a specific place or something, like the anal river community or something. But I thought I saw it as anal.
sounds like you're horny, Jeff.
No.
Sounds like Angel Dust is coming in here, yeah? Angel Dust is your alter ego, I guess, huh?
Leave my boy toy out of this.
Leave my boy toy out of this. God damn it.
Like, what the fuck?
SWS is a tactical siege game based on real-world physics. In this game, you can create your own squad and command them in battle. Capture enemy cities, and you will win the war.
嗨，你好，我是超逼真的工程模拟器的开发者郭兴。这是一款操作简单、可爱又有趣的战术工程游戏。游戏里你不必费心每一个单位的操作，因为士兵们都有自己独立的 AI，可以感知队友和周围的环境来协同作战。
So bad that there were blobby Simpsons characters fighting mini men.
在未来，我们还想开发定义模组和联机模式，希望你会喜欢。
Oh my god.
Not no.
If you're a fan of roguelike games, you have to check out Metal Mind and its 100% customizable mecha modification system.
界各地的玩家们，大家好，我是核心重组的制作人 Josh。我们的游戏是一款融合了机甲改造和 roguelike 元素的俯视角射击动作游戏。玩家可以通过在地牢中探索和战斗，获取资源和部件，综合考虑装甲、重量、热量、电力等物理机制，按照自己的想法构筑 build， 打造独一无二的战争机器，最后战胜敌人，大杀四方。
The Swordsman X Survival is an open-world survival craft game where gathering, crafting, and exploration fused with martial arts and battle experience.
Hell? You're fighting a fucking tree?
I'm Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot, motherfucker.
It's a construction and management sim game. You will play as a local god that watches over the land. Befriend other gods and use magic to help your residents build a town.
，Let's check out another simulation game. Reshaping Mars is a strategy game where players construct and manage their bases on Mars. Your goal is to modify the planet into a place suitable for life.
Why does it remind me of another game? I think this is the same game. It's another thing that's like on Mars. I don't know if it's the exact same. If this is the one I'm thinking of, or... Is it?
"全球的玩家朋友们，你们好，我是重塑火星的开发者山丘。重塑火星是一款火星题材的策略建造游戏，由我一个人独立开发。在游戏里，你将白手起家，从火星上面采集矿物、能源，研究科技，不断地改善火星的居住条件，迎接一批又一批的火星移民。同时，火星上有恶劣多变的自然条件，还有多势力之间的纷争和冲突，这些都将给你带来不小的挑战。希望重塑火星可以为你开启一场特别的火星之旅。
Moism is a Chinese martial art detective game. You will play as a detective who defeats enemies with wit and a silver tongue. Crack the case and bring justice to the world.
说起来，似乎……
会不会是？
不过，这件披风上有一处奇怪的痕，就是在留下爆炸痕迹的披风背面中间，却 却有一条干净的痕迹。
小子，你不要太过嚣张。那么还有另一种可能，
一定有哪里不对。如果宗明之死确实如我推理的那样，那么这庄子里的每一个人，都可能是杀人凶手。
Ah, there we go. Thank you for that.
That's all for today's showcase. We hope you're looking forward to these games.
We'd like to thank our talented developers for bringing their games here. And thank you too for watching this video.
To stay up to date with all the latest news, please be sure to follow our official Twitter account, Eureka Studio.
Thank you all again and have a good time.
Hey everybody, welcome back to E3 2021 and after that Eureka Studio Showcase. But before we talk about it, Golden Boy, again, thank you to Razer. Of course, all this technology fueling us, running us here around the E3
Okay,
stage.
we got it.
That
Thank
right
you.
there, the Blade 14.
Yes.
Christ.
I've been eyeing it all day. It is gorgeous, and I want it.
You're gonna get it. You talked a good game about pre-ordering beforehand.
Yeah, no, I definitely am gonna pick that up for sure because I think like I need something slim. I need something slim, and I need something to play all of those great Eureka games on because I actually did quite like a few of them. Loopmancer, the first game that they showed, a 3D side scroller, it looked pretty solid. We were trying to figure out if it was like more Metroidvania-like or like Dead Cells-like. We were trying to get the feel on it, so I'm interested in jumping into that and checking it out.
Sure, there you go. You get to look at it right there. I think from a E3 graphical perspective, the one that made me turn my head the most. There's a lot of other ones that are coming up that are stylized, that have a bunch of different looks to them. And I did appreciate at the start of this one, Eureka being like, hey, we're going to show you a bunch of stuff. We hope you find your next favorite game here, right? Because again, we're talking about E3 and the fact that you can start with something as big as Nintendo, all these proven IPs, and then get close to the end of the day here with Eureka and the GameSpot showcase we're about to do with some of the indie games and talk about smaller stuff you might have missed.
What I like about what we're doing here is for any of our viewers who, have not had an opportunity to attend E3 before, this is typically how the experience goes. You have your really big booths, right? You got your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo, blah, 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 right? But then you have a bunch of these other smaller pockets of booths. And here's where you find some real gems. So I like a lot of what we saw there. The one that actually caught my attention was Immortal Mayor.
Thank you. I was going to toss out Immortal Mayor.
I believe which is what we're looking at right now. That looked really fun. I was like, put that game on a Switch, and I'm in.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Here you go. Be a god. Help the people of the town. Go over there. Befriend other gods. What is not to like, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, we have more games to show off, believe it or not. So it's time for you to sit back and enjoy the GameSpot Play for All showcase.
Hey everyone, I'm Kamal Hussain, Managing Editor of GameSpot.com, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Play for All showcase, brought to you by GameSpot and The Mix. In this showcase, we're going to be highlighting developers that represent the bright future of video games, boosting awareness for games and teams that haven't had as much visibility as they deserve. More importantly, we're highlighting games and teams that encourage inclusivity, tolerance, and togetherness at their core. All the games in this showcase are made by a diverse set of creators that have important stories to tell. These are all games that made us think, smile, get excited about, and feel good about what games have to offer. And we hope you feel the same way too.
What is poppin', everyone? My name is Justin Woodward, co-founder of The Mix, the Media Indie Exchange, and the independent game development team in Terabang Entertainment. You guys may not know, but The Mix and GameSpot have teamed up for over 5 years now during E3 to showcase some of the most interesting indie titles that have graced our screens, with interviews and trailers from developers from all over the world. This showcase is no exception. To the sentiment that Timur expressed, our goal is to really shed light on some gems hidden or otherwise that you may not have had the honor of checking out. So with that, let's get started with some up-and-coming game trailers and hop into our first interview with Zalaver Nelson, who will dive into his new game, El Paso Elsewhere. Let's hit it.
And who brought man? Man, that was a long video I just finished watching.
The hell? Oh. Oh, that was a fucking. That was a chain? What the fuck?
What the heck is that? Wish list on Steam.
Which was funny yesterday. Cashew came in the call. He was dancing around on a broomstick,
Bruh.
going. Remember?
What the
He was
hell?
doing that. Jeff, you remember that yesterday? Hey,
What the fuck is this?
Bruh, imagine we getting that. Dr. Pepsi. It's cold.
Well, don't touch Pepsi Man.
No can't have arms and legs.
My God, you know, freaking Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Can.
Mr.
Oh my god.
I didn't know it has arms and legs.
Mr. Can.
Fuck?
My name is Mr. Can, and I'm Mr. Potato Head's can drinks. I gotta use the can.
Oh my god, it's a freaking like one of those cups.
What next? What next? Will there be Mr. Toilet?
It's like I'm a big fan of Pepsi Man, but I didn't think this is what I had in mind.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. We have a Starbucks cup in there.
Super Drink Bros. Super Drink Bros.
Starbucks man.
Here's the story
Super
about
Drink
Billy,
Bros.
the quiet kid sailing at sea. One morning while fishing, the sky suddenly turns to gray, and all the colors fade away.
Gonna realize what you gotta do to make and you do you feel amazing to let me go.
Oh, it's definitely.
Oh. Oh, Aurora, not bad singing.
Rainbow Billy, the curse of the Leviathan.
Aw. Aw.
Oh.
I'm in a 2-story motel in El Paso, Texas that gained another 46 stories yesterday. All below ground. It's extremely haunted. And my ex is at the bottom. Dracula. Lord of the Vampires. She's waiting for me.
Why does it remind me of oh, what is it? Duke Nukem? Or like Max Payne or some shit? John Wick.
Would you believe that this is a love story?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Oh, that's the one that's El Paso elsewhere. Okay.
I love a person who respects the classics, and we have Xavier Nelson Jr., director on El Paso Elsewhere, rocking a Toe Jam and Earl t-shirt. How you doing, Xavier? Tell us about your t-shirt.
The developer of Toe Jam and Earl gave it to me. I had the fortune of meeting him. He was like, "Do you want a t-shirt?" I was like, "Absolutely." And now this is one of the most treasured things that I put on my body.
All right, Xavier. We're not here to flex. We're here to talk about your new game, El Paso Elsewhere.
Which is itself a flex.
Which is a huge flex. Like, I'm making a game and I've got a Toe Jam and Elsewhere t-shirt. Wow, living the great life. So you are from Strange Scaffold, a really cool little studio, and you've made a bunch of exciting games. But the one we're talking about today is El Paso Elsewhere, which it basically sold me on it the moment I read the description, which was supernatural neo-noir third-person shooter. I was like, I know exactly what that means, but there might be some people out there who are like, what the hell does that even mean? So tell us, what does that mean? What is El Paso Elsewhere?
It is a spiritual successor and evolution to classic shooters like Dead to Rights, Max Payne, and
Max Payne, that's what
anything that goes bump in the dark, really. We're taking noir conventions and that genre and this very kinetic, physical way of interacting with the world in slow-mo and applying that to a nuanced story of monsters and love and of fighting your way through hell floor by bloody floor.
Awesome. What other games are out there, whether it's AAA or indie, are you looking to beyond, the obvious inspirations like
Yo,
Max Payne
GP, what's up?
as things that are
sky, the
inspirational
stars,
to you
the
when
ceiling.
you're making this game?
Unexpected influences the Die Hard
No,
trilogy
bad
for PS1.
I love that game. I love that game.
That's why we're set in a motel, and that's why we're
Also, I'm
fighting in
good.
this bloody, darkened void. Not to get too personal, but a huge piece of this project comes from the idea and the fact that you can be anything in black these days, or at least that's
my
what you're
legs.
told. You can be president, you can be an astronaut, you can be a game developer.
Oh,
The one
word?
thing you can't be is black.
Word, brother.
That's terrifying. That will terrify supporting white people. Being black and angry. Being black and justifiably raging against a world that itself is destroying not just people who look like you, not just your family, but also anything that doesn't fit into this very precise mold of how you are supposed to be. So, long story short, we're making an original hip-hop soundtrack. Including such lyrics as "terrorism is easy, be black in public," because there's nothing that more clearly expresses
excuse
fighting
me.
through hell
What?
floor by bloody floor.
Oh, that's a
Some
fucking
good
phrase. Holy shit.
old-fashioned hip-hop.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping that
This is
through
easy,
the gameplay,
goddamn.
through the narrative, and through our audio layers, we are delivering the same sense of freedom of expression and critically feeling badass, even if you're just sitting in
Sexy,
your room
and I know
in
it.
your underwear.
Yeah, it's that
Playing the
feeling of.
game.
If you say so,
It's
John.
that feeling of knowing you can be yourself and be okay. Because I remember having that same feeling where I was like, I don't have to.
Lime's
keep
a
up with
lime
what these
star,
guys
and
are
he knows
saying.
it.
I can just listen to rap if that's the only
He
thing
knows
I
it.
want to do. And I remember I had that kind of realization around the same time until the End of Time came out. Tupac Shakur's kind of album, and I just blasted the shit out of that album, and it was one of the best months of my life.
I was just to say, it's weird talking to people who don't understand that like a song like The Police isn't like, hey, we're going to jack up the police. It is an expression of, I cannot do anything against this overwhelming fascist force.
Yeah.
But I can rap.
Or
and you're going to hear every
Force
amount
is what
of this justified fury and rage expressed through music.
Zalavier, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to talk to us about El Paso Elsewhere. Hopefully we get to see more of it very, very soon.
You know, as a big fan of the classic Max Payne, I am definitely interested in Zalavier's team take on the genre. Next up, though, we have a developer that hails from the Philippines developing a tasty game for your senses. You know, every time I see
I'll
a
be
game
right
that
back.
has to do with food in 4K, it makes me want to grab my phone and hit that DoorDash button to hop right in. But let's jump into some more trailers, and Tam will interview Chikon with Soup Pot in our next developer interview. Here is a world premiere.
Build your way.
At first, it looks like a cheat.
Down to your family friend.
At first, that yellow character, I thought that was the cheat from Strong Bad.
Wow.
Prove me wrong. Yeah, look. At first, I was like the cheat. Like, oh wait a minute, never mind. Oh yeah, this is a game I can be addicted to people with. Hell yeah.
Of course.
Hell
Just cheese the
yeah,
whole map.
buddy. Block them.
Block them.
You're goddamn right, I'm gonna block them. Yay, yay.
Wow. Just cheese do the whole
Following those topics has been very
Block your
draining, both
friends.
mentally and emotionally.
Hmm?
I really needed a break. Something that would be silly, colorful, and gameplay focused.
Block them and get people pissed off.
Tell you about our game. What the? What's a better idea than a game where you play as a little cloud and ruin everybody's day? Limiting our protagonist to being a cloud.
Yeah, this looks like a
interesting design
friggin'
challenge
something
that
of a big,
actually spurred a
little
lot of
big
innovation.
planet.
Sure, we can rely on weather powers like rain, snow, or
A little bit
tornado.
Planet type of
What about
way.
different rain modes? What if you could rain acid rain and corrode vehicles?
Rain
What about raining oil and
on your-
propagating fire? What about raining coffee into mugs of tired office workers? And then we realized,
There we
why
go.
limit ourselves to liquids? Why not rain bread that
Little
attracts
big
pigeons
weather
or hands
problem,
that can
I
pet
mean.
dogs? Why not rain swords and go on epic adventure, solving
adding
mysteries,
that.
raining dungeons? What if other games got invaded by a threat? What if you were sneaking through a compound a la Metal Gear Solid? Or maybe Silent Hill, but you're the monster? Forcing ourselves to be a cloud give birth to many unusual, if hilarious ways of subverting player expectations. Always expect the unexpected. Rain in Your Parade is out now.
It's out now. Oh.
Wow. It's on Steam and Switch.
Sometimes it's difficult. But
It's
when
difficult
I
to be
do
difficult.
remember, I remember everything.
Why does it remind me of Up?
The sounds. Oh, the words. Words are how I collect my memories. They are what tell me I'm still me. Or it's too late.
Spiral.
Wow. RPG. Attack!
Charge!
Strategize.
For Narnia!
Narnia! It's on Steam.
Oh, is this Cooking Simulator? Cookbook.
Welcome to cookbook. Google Cooking Simulator.
Let's see, tell me a way if I can get hungry with.
Cooking is a comforting outlet for a lot of people, and Filipino studio Chicon Club wants to give you the same warm and fuzzy feelings from their new game, Soup Pot. I'm joined by Gwen Foster, who has requested to be called Penguin Master, but is actually a technical director. How you doing, Gwen?
I'm doing great. Thank you for indulging me in that request.
I like it. I'm always up for a bit of shenanigans, so I super appreciate you doing that. So my first question for you, Gwen, is tell us about Soup Pot. What is it, and why should people be interested in it?
So one of the things that the team itself really wanted to do. So originally it was just Trina and me, who is the art director of the game. We wanted a cooking game that's just really focused on cooking. So you have games that like Overcooked, but it's more of management of the kitchen, which is still super fun. You have games like Monster Hunter that feature cooking, but it's more animation. But there are very few games, Cooking Simulator is one of them, that are actually focused on cooking itself. So we wanted to recreate that, but the gist is that where we grew up, we actually don't do recipes. And so it's more of heart or feelings, or the voices of your ancestors, and we wanted to have that in the game. So we actually released a demo last year and people really liked it, so we made it a bigger game, which is Soup Pot.
Obviously, Soup Pot is coming from a team in Southeast Asia where not a lot of games come from, and that means that you have a distinct perspective. How much in terms of when you're creating the game are you thinking about, hey, this is an opportunity for us to not only put a real cool game out, but also educate people around the world about our culture? And I know I, for one, don't have a lot of exposure to Filipino food, and now I see this not only as a game that I want to play, but also as an educational experience. How much do you keep that in mind?
The thing is that, and this might sound corny, is that, you know, when you're making something, of course, start with what you know. So definitely, like, we wanted to do a cooking game, but you know, of course, like, if we go ahead and do like Italian cooking, we're not gonna be qualified to do that. And so it's a good coincidence in a way, because like we just generally want like more of our food to enjoy. And the thing is that with food, the more like we delve into it, and because like we have DLCs planned that would touch on different cultures, the more we realize that there's just so many similarities across the regions, that it's really about ingredients and then like how you do things.
What do you think needs to be done, or what needs to happen for a region like Southeast Asia to become some kind of powerhouse in its own right, where people don't feel compelled to work for companies that are from other countries, but do what you do and put together a stronger presence in the region? What does the development community need to do, and what does the people outside of that, people who buy and play games, need to do to support that?
I think one of the things that hopefully doesn't get me canceled is that because we are from this part of region of the world, there is that like, oh, this game isn't worth this much money. And then developers also, you know, fall to prey that like, because this is the notion of games like this, that we are of lesser quality, like even though we're just as talented, that they price their
Cancelled
games too
what?
low. And then, which, you know, like to a consumer also thinks that like, oh, this is too cheap, like maybe it's not worth my money. So that's one thing, like both from the consumer and players, developers perspective, like in terms of business, you see so many innovative games come out, and like kinder and just more fun games coming from the West, that people in Southeast Asia or any other region that doesn't have the similar access, they do also have those ideas, but they're not exposed to funding opportunities, they're not exposed to the right people. And Twitter does help, but at the same time, uh you just, you know, you have to have a strong heart and a thick skin to like get to a point where, you know, you feel like you deserve it, that hey, you know, that's basically what happened to us, is that hey, there are no games that don't have recipes that literally, you know, have a cooking game that has no recipes, or it's just like, hey, here are ingredients, do whatever you want. But yeah, I think that's mainly the thing, that, you know, people, the developers themselves have to feel like they deserve it, and at the same time they just have to make a really great game that hopefully, if, you know, luck falls on them, is something that everybody will get to love and enjoy to play.
So yeah, there's opportunities to support developers in these regions, and it doesn't mean getting something that's alien to you. It means getting something that's fresh and unique, and in a lot of cases something that you already know, but coming from a new angle, which is always good.
Thank you also, like this is super fun, and thank you for giving us this platform and giving us this opportunity.
All hail the Penguin Master. Thank you.
Now I'm extremely hungry for some hot pot, some pho, some ramen, some chicken noodle soup. I don't even know.
Oh, hell
We have
yeah.
another set of sweet game trailers and reveals for you to sink your teeth into. And then we'll be talking to the dev team behind the classic RPG-inspired artistic fever dream, She Dreams Elsewhere, from Davion Gooden and Studio Severe. Check out the trailers and we will be right back.
Don't get touched by the tentacles.
Welcome to Lahaina, a wonder of endless beauty and nature. Let your troubles melt away on this tropical paradise. Relax your mind and soul on one of our breathtaking beaches, or stimulate your adventurous side with exciting activities found all over the island. The Aloha spirit will leave its mark on you and keep you coming again and again. Get ready for an unforgettable experience that is sure to bring you peace, serenity, and plenty of magical memories. Lahaina, the destination of a lifetime.
I will now gauge your interest in multiplayer by simulating a multiplayer experience. I am helping. We are doing this together. We are friends. People bond by doing activity.
I'm Gwen Frey, and this is Labrat.
Good. You have unlocked a new puzzle. Begin the next puzzle.
Why does it remind me of
Good
Portal?
work. Here is your achievement.
You are a tester. Your job is to evaluate a puzzle game that is being crafted by this artificial intelligence.
I am
Oh
giving
yeah,
you control
if it's
of
not
your very
freaking
own gun.
Portal.
Please be responsible.
Unfortunately, the AI has gained access to more data than we anticipated, and it seems to be generating new games based on whatever it finds.
The place where you live is dark and full of crimes.
What are we going to do? There are so many guns. You have nothing on me.
For updates on the game's progress, you can follow me on Twitter. And you can support us by wishlisting Labrat on Steam, or by signing up for the closed beta at labrat.study. Thank you.
Welcome to Palm Mall. We're proud to welcome you to your home away from home. Grab some friends and head down to Waterson's, where you can shop till you drop with the best deals in town. Visit the world-famous Paradise Cinema, featuring wall-to-wall screens and unparalleled sound, and have a blast with the whole family at Luna Dreamland, featuring our newest, most wildest attraction, the Hall of Mirrors. Our courteous staff is here to serve you at all times. After all, only the best for our guests. So much variety, so much style. What are you waiting for? We can't wait for you to come visit us. Palm Mall, a place to relax, a place to explore, a place to dream.
What the hell?
Indie games are incredibly powerful because they often tackle themes, topics, and issues that are deeply human, but often sidelined by a lot of the major big budget titles. She Dreams Elsewhere is one of those indie games and is being made by one incredibly talented person, Davion Gooden, designer, director, writer, and pretty much everything else. Davion, thank you for joining. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. You know, the world's still kind of on fire, but other than that, you know, I'm vibing. How are you, man?
You know what? We will get to the world on fire bit because there's an interesting part of your development that I kind of want to check out. But first, like, tell us about She Dreams Elsewhere. What is it, and what do you want to explore with
Just
it?
fire all
Yeah,
around
for
you.
sure. So yeah, She Dreams Elsewhere. It's a surreal adventure RPG about dreams, nightmares, and all types of self-identity fun stuff. You're playing as a woman named Thalia, and you're in a coma. And you got to figure out like how you got in a coma, find a way to wake up, confront your inner nightmares, and just have like this horrible trippy experience the entire way. So yeah, overall, it's a game about how it's like okay to not be okay, and like just to reach out to other people, like because you never know what they're going through, and all the other fun existential stuff like that.
One of my first questions with this game was seeing it was all you doing this alone, and also seeing that it's something that hits on like really personal themes. And we've seen a fair few like one-person development teams like that handles heavy subject matter, like Undertale's an easy one to grab. But what's that process like, making a game on your own, but also, for want of a better phrase, putting your pains into that game or your kind of like learnings into that game? What's that like, and what are the challenges day to day that people might not know because they just see a game that looks cool and it's like, oh, one-person development team? What is the true human cost of a one-person development team?
It's a blessing and a curse, because on one hand, like I've pretty much been able to do exactly what I wanted to do with this game, and I'm like a weird guy with like a lot of like weird ideas. So let's just kind of like do that like unfiltered and just like do me. Where normally in like a bigger development team, it'd be like, it had to like pass like X amount of approvals, get past the marketing department, all this stuff. So having that freedom has been like super liberating. It's a little lonely sometimes, but it is fun, and there's very few things I'd rather want to be doing right now. So I'm very thankful for it, but also I'm very, very tired.
So you mentioned earlier that you enjoyed having the kind of autonomy to make the thing your own, but the support is really kind of tricky thing. Do you think we're getting to a stage where developing indie games is being supported by bigger publishers in a more meaningful way? We have the Xboxes going out there to find smaller developers and PlayStation and that. Do you think that it's getting better, and how do you think it could improve? The games industry could improve and support creators with unique voices so that there's more perspectives around?
I definitely do think it's getting better. Like even just the support that like I've gotten from big platforms like Xbox, Sony, or not Sony, Nintendo, all these like other platforms that are just like actually reaching out for like opportunities and just like just stuff just to support what I'm doing. That's like dope, and I don't think you would have like seen that, especially for a game like this, like even like 5-10 years ago. So that's really a big step. With that being said, we still got a hell of a lot of work to do. And I think that really comes down to like who is like working in the industry, who are like the gatekeepers of like this industry, and like who is like funding these projects, who is like getting these like deals like signed. And it's a matter of like actually like going out and like actively doing the work and like reaching out to like a more like diverse like just creative squad, actually going out and like putting your money where your mouth is and like just funding like actual projects, like not even in like the tens of like thousands, but I'm talking like millions. Like why isn't there like a Kawoom Nights Fund that like Xbox has, which is like funding like AAA games like made by like diverse teams? I know it's like happening in the background, but like we could do a lot better, I think. And it's crazy because like even like developers who are like, they might have like a few more people than me, but like we're still kind of doing the same thing. We're like the same age, like same experience level. Like they're still having like trouble like getting money. So it's like, what is happening here? I don't know.
Yeah,
Video games are weird.
There's definitely room for major publishers and platform holders being louder about doing it, because and giving people avenues about reaching out to put themselves forward, because I feel like it's happening in the background, but it shouldn't be in the background. It should be in the foreground, so that people who may have these ambitions know that there is a path there, right? There's like almost like there's gatekeeping by not talking about it enough.
Right.
And we should be in a industry that is open about it and welcomes it. But yeah, I hope that we get to a stage where that is possible, and hopefully games like She Dreams Elsewhere does kind of help push that kind of path forward. Davion, thank you so much for taking the time out of your incredibly busy day to talk to us about She Dreams Elsewhere.
Davion's development journey with She Dreams Elsewhere is really fascinating. He was a part of the Mix's Black Voice in Gaming freshman class, which was super awesome. I'm looking forward to the release. Next up, we have another set of trailers, and Tam will be heating it up with another spicy interview with Spanish developer Severio and co-founder of Troglobites, who will share his team's game, Ido no Yami Blind Fate. Let's get it.
What?
Pikmin?
Why are we being followed by purple wieners?
Derpy Congo?
I don't know what to say about that one. Like, that's it, Matthias.
Chinatown Detective Agency. Where do I even start? Well, it's a vibrant, neon-lit point-and-click adventure game set in a future Singapore in the year 2032. It's a dark world inspired by hard-boiled detective films, comics, and novels. But out of all of our sources of inspiration, one towers above all. The classic Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego games of the late 80s and 90s. And these were the games that inspired Chinatown's most important gameplay mechanic, real research. As you play the role of Amira Dharma, an ex-cop and Interpol officer, you'll encounter cases with puzzles that will require you to literally look beyond the game for answers.
Really?
That's right. You're going to have to consult Google to find the answers to the puzzles that cover a range of topics in history, art, science, cryptography. These cases will also see you traveling the world to exotic locations in search of the next lead or to track down a person of interest. In essence, it's a game that asks you to be a real detective. We hope you'll join Amira as she unravels conspiracies and infiltrates criminal syndicates amid a backdrop of a chaotic world hanging on by a thread. What the fuck is that? Chinatown Detective Agency comes out later this year on PC, via Steam, and a few other storefronts, and on Nintendo Switch.
It is my great pleasure to be joined by the CEO of Troglodytes Games, Saverio Caprioso, and we're going to be talking about Blind Fate Edo no Yami, a super exciting anime-inspired action game that I love the look of. Saverio, how are you doing today?
Hi, Tamor. I'm fine. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you so much. So, Edo no Yami, tell us a little bit about it. Blind Fate Edo no Yami, I should say the full name. Tell us a little bit about it. Where did the idea for it come from? It looks super cool.
Yes, thank you. The idea of the game comes, of course, by something innovative that we want to apply in the world of the video games. Basically, the main character is blind, so you cannot see the environment. At the same time, he's also a cyborg, meaning that he can receive, handle data. And with the help of this data and of the sensors, he can perceive the environment, so you can navigate through the level. And we thought that this kind of combination is a really cool idea and will be welcomed by the public.
Yeah, that's a really cool intersection of two kind of concepts. How does it actually manifest in the video game? You talked about one character, the character being blind, and then receiving data. Can you break it down a little more so people who might not understand how that comes together can kind of get a grasp of how the game plays?
Yes, indeed. There are some other concepts. He receives data in his brain about the environment. Okay, so he sees the environment like, let's say, Google Map. So you see everything. But those data are old.
Mentions Google Maps
There was
specifically.
an apocalypse due to the narrative. There was an apocalypse. So now, for instance, the environment has changed after so many years. So yes, you can trust the data that you have, but you cannot trust totally because there is a bridge, and then this bridge has collapsed. It does no longer exist. So you have to retrieve new data, and guess who has those new data? The enemies. So you have to kill key enemies. They are machines. They have eyes. They record everything. You have to steal the data from the enemies, so you can see the world how actually it looks like.
So one thing I really love the look of is the action. Can you talk a bit about the inspirations and where you kind of are looking to in terms of other games or other forms of media in putting together the action at the core of Edo no Yami?
Yes, I mean, we took inspiration both from movies actually and games. I mean, a movie about a blind samurai is Zatoichi, and Blind Fury. If you remember those movies, we loved one. And okay, the settings, the futuristic settings, let's say, recalls a bit. Let's say, just to say, Strider, and all the other games like the Ninja Gaiden and other games that we loved when in our childhood. So of course we mix together.
And there's also one more mechanic to do with sensing and sensors and smell and that kind of stuff. It sounded really fascinating when I was learning about it. Can you tell me about it?
Yes, sure. Being blind, of course, you see the environment, but you don't see the things are moving on and what's inside. For instance, something is hidden. So you have three sensors: the hearing sensor, the heat sensor, and the smell olfactory sensor. So you can see the stimulus that are produced by the enemies or by the environment. Now, if the enemy is approaching you, you will see the ripple of the sound of the steps of the enemy. So you will see the enemy is approaching, you can react. If you are stuck in a room, you can use the other sensor to find a way out. So yes, the mechanic of the sensor helps you to navigate through the level and to fight. It's also a component to fight the enemies.
For a developer that is kind of smaller but and has this kind of big vision in the same way that a team like yours has for Blind Fate, what would you say, what piece of advice would you give them to take the risk or take the shot at their dream and make a game that they want to, even if they do feel that they might have some hurdles because they are smaller developers? How would you empower those kind of indie developers? What would you say to them?
So yeah, first of all, in my opinion, they should learn how to work together during some jams. There are many. Try to participate to any jams. Then you will see which concept you can work better, which is your reach in terms of cost, time, and production. And then once you have let's say, product you can you want to work with. Well, at this moment, you can start approaching, if needed, a publisher and yeah, to support your vision, as you said. So let's say start from very very small things. We did, if I can, we start with our first game is Hyper Parasite, and then we moved a bit forward in the world of the indie, just because, of course, because we were known among. We launched the game, so we were able to collaborate with 101 XP for this game with bigger ambition.
That's awesome. So stick together, baby steps, and you two can make a game inspired by Zatoichi and Strider that looks pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Saverio, thank you so much for your time. Super excited to see more of the game and check it out ourselves. Thank you so much.
Definitely my type of game. I want to grab my samurai sword, do a double backflip, and slice foes in half. With our final interview, we will travel to Japan to the hot springs with our friend Derek Fields, co-founder of Waking Oni Games, to talk about his soon-to-be released game, Onsen Master. But first, some more slick trailers and upcoming releases.
A little too far, don't you think? It's time to release the Quacken.
Oh my god, what the duck? You know what? Yeah, I'm getting this. I'm playing this. I don't give a shit.
Duck power.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought they went to another guy. Right there.
Talk too big for someone so small. You need to be taught some respect. So let me enlighten you.
Freaking island village maker or something.
It's the only thing I think of. Gunscaper.
Oh, what is this? What is this I'm looking at?
At a time where everyone is dreaming of relaxing in an onsen, Derek Fields, founder and director of Working Oni, wants you to manage one. Derek, what's going on here?
All centered on being a cozy game, centered on connectivity and bringing people together. Onsen Master was deeply inspired by a love for family films, especially Ghibli films, and I'm sure saying that out loud for some viewers,
Ghibli.
they might be able to catch
Studio
some hints
Ghibli?
on
Hell
what keenly
yeah.
influenced a game like managing a hot spring. Spirited Away is a film that's very near and dear to myself, my family, and it's something that brought us together on the couch and in the theaters anytime those were brought to our city. And it stuck around with me, wanting to create a game that could center on those same things. What would it be like to manage a hot spring, to manage various spirits called yokai, and the different humans that are also visiting your onsen.
Right. So you mentioned a bunch of inspirations for Onsen Master earlier, and it sounds like it comes from a bunch of different people and perspectives being involved in the studio and the game. So you describe yourself as a BIPOC studio. Can you talk a little bit about what that means, and also what impact that has on Onsen Master as you create it?
One of the things that I didn't necessarily have growing up were games that included characters that were black and brown. It was always interacting with a protagonist that didn't necessarily look like me. And so I would love to add into the games that are now being represented in media that do have people that look like us, and be a part of that space.
Do you think we're getting better, and do you think it's kind of being led by the indies in the industry?
Yes and yes. I think things are absolutely getting better. I think there are certainly more games out there that are including people that look like each of us having this conversation now. I think absolutely indie games are championing this inclusion and this representation that needs to be seen across the industry as a whole. And because of that, there are certainly more kind of AAA level games that are including more BIPOC characters, and some very notable games too. And so I hope, optimistic me, I don't want that to stop. I want to see more. I want just it to continue happening.
As people, I know we said that it's getting better, but it feels like is there ways for us to signal to the broader games industry, maybe even the AAA industry, to be like, hey, we really want this, and really break through in a big way? Do you think how do we do that? Do we just support indie developers, or should an indie developer out there who may be thinking about making a game just take the jump and do that thing that they think it might be a risk?
Yeah. When I think of that conversation, there are maybe 2 or 3 components that come to mind. One is the support, first and foremost, and ensuring that we are uplifting other developers who are building games and narratives that continue to add to the space of including BIPOC characters, and that also extends to LGBTQIA+ characters as well, and individuals within those games. It sends a signal. It sends a signal on social media when you start seeing certain stories being talked about, and how impactful they are for the community to see themselves represented. I'm not alone in experiencing Miles Morales Spider-Man, and how impactful having that sort of representation through and throughout not only the story but the communities that Miles played in throughout that narrative. And that's an example. When you see resounding feedback from Twitter and so on, it's important. I think for the other component, next to uplifting, is ensuring that we can provide resources to indie developers who are pursuant of that same endeavor, because a lot of the times people who come from these backgrounds are marginalized and therefore don't have the same access to resources in order to produce these ideas.
There is a very, very real cause and effect. So yeah, supporting games where there are BIPOC, LGBTQIA+ characters is super important. Thank you so much for your time, Derek. I think we could talk about this all day long, but
absolutely,
I'm sure you've got a game about making people manage onsen too, so I'll let you get back to that. But thank you so much. Those are just some of the awesome games being created by developers around the world. We had everything from drink cans fighting each other, to an action game with a duck, to a soothing town building simulator. And that's just a small selection of the amazing experiences that inclusive indie game developers are making around the world. Before we head off, I just want to give a huge thank you to all the indie developers and the publishers working with them who took the time and effort to create trailers for us and then talk to us. And I also want to thank everyone at GameSpot and The Mix for working so hard over the past few weeks to put this amazing showcase together. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Tam, I mean, it's so many great games and developers that we shared today. Exclusive and inclusive at the same time, which is great. The interviews were amazing. Thank you all for joining us. Thank GameSpot for showcasing these games. It means a lot to the developers. Of course, I'm also a developer myself. Again, my name is Justin Woodward from the Media Indie Exchange, The Mix at Indie Exchange, and we will catch you later. Peace.
Okay.
Hello. Welcome back to E3 2021. Do you want a chance to win a $100 gift card from DoorDash? Simply tag and follow at DoorDash on Twitter for your chance to win. I want money from DoorDash stuff. Sounds great. Anyway, we just finished watching the GameSpot presentation. Survival horror. Elaborate on what the main message of the presentation was.
Yeah. First off, I want to give a special shout out to Tamar Hussein, who is one of my best friends at GameSpot. He does incredible work, and I miss him very much, and I can't wait to hang out with him again. He put a lot of effort into making this happen, because when we're having conversations about what we want to do for Play for All, which is our kind of charity drive and showcase for the summer, we wanted to drive, games that are that cover things like mental illness, representation, just people who are able to express themselves, who don't always get the chance to show their games on such a big stage. And that was the objective. And I feel like it was really achieved because Tam is such a great guy, and not just because he's my manager, but he's been a good friend and an inspiration for a very long time. So Tamar, shouts out to you. Thank you, dog. And a special shout out also to Justin Woodward, who's also from Southeast San Diego. Represent. He's the one who runs the mix. Y'all saw him on there. But Tam and Justin really did a great job at representing what we wanted to do with the Play for All showcase. So.
Michael, you're making me emotional.
I'm good.
I can see you're getting emotional. But talking about getting emotional, I felt like there was such range with this presentation. Avi, we were up there watching, and I felt like I was watching Spiral and I wanted to cry just within that 10 seconds, but then there was chill fun ones with, what was it called? Rain on My Parade, and with the little clouds. So I don't know, what was sticking out to you on the chill and crying kind of radar, I guess?
So yeah, I mean, when we were looking at Spiral, the first thing I said was, I'm like, is this like a game that's gonna make me cry? Is this looking like a To the Moon, since we have like an old man kind of like going through his life? And then we saw the dog appear on screen and we're like, yep, we're gonna cry. But yeah, Rain on Your Parade looks super cute. You're able to rain quite literally. There was a wedding. You could drop bread onto pigeons. Like, this looks like a funny game.
Yes.
Similar to, as you introed in, we had games like What the Duck, and it's really cool to see all of these games take like more of a comedic, kind of like laid back angle, rather than let's drive really hard on the narrative. So you could just sit down and have fun. And look, you're given the nice lady lipstick. But I mean, Michael, you were talking about, representation and everything, and feeling included. And I feel represented when I saw Derpy Conga, because I'm like, oh, okay, so I can grab people's hands with me. I'll grab Jackie, I'll grab Dan, and then attempt to jump over like a cliff or something. And if we make it, or if we go down, regardless, we're doing it together.
Demon, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit. You're like
Again?
a veteran in this industry, I feel like, and you always talk about how much you appreciate indie games. So I just wanted to talk to you about what this presentation meant to you. I think we just saw such a range, and we heard these developers talking about the struggles that they face and just them trying to get resources. And you've kind of spoken about that before.
Yeah, well, I was super impressed with the lineup that you guys put together.
Thank you.
We're at the end of day 4 of E3, and we just saw a bunch of, and from a a really diverse lineup of developers too. And we talked a little bit how it's sort of important to get games from voices that we haven't necessarily heard enough of in the past in front of gamers. And there are several that I saw today that I was really excited about. First up, El Paso Elsewhere. I think as soon as that game was up, we were all like, well, Max Payne with monsters.
Yes.
They were even sort of nailing that year 2000 PC third-person shooter look. That one looks really cool. It's got the bullet time and everything. I love Freshly Frosted because I love cookies.
What the bruh? Why does it keep fucking freezing? The fuck? What?
And donuts. I think, and that one's all about frosting the bakery items in the right order, getting them over the conveyor belts. Maybe a little choo-choo rocket-ish in there. Maybe even my wife would play that one because she loves to bake. And then I loved Chinatown Detective Agency. That's the name, right? Chinatown Detective Agency?
So, yeah.
Taking a cue from Carmen Sandiego, where in order to solve the mysteries, you're going to have to do some real-world research. And that was yet another game here at E3 that had just awesome pixel art.
Aw, Damon had a long list of ones that he liked there. Dan, I want to talk to you. I think that a lot of these games talked about mental health, and in particular, She Dreams Elsewhere stuck out to me. And I just thought that it was this very unique blend, obviously very retro looking, but the developer spoke and was saying that I basically wanted people to know that it's okay to not be okay. And I just thought that was such a strong message. And what's so cool about the GameSpot presentation is that we heard so many people talking about mental health. And I feel like these creators can take those risks.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a phenomenal showcase. Shout out to Tam and the entire team over at GameSpot. It was incredibly well done. So many amazing games that I now want to play and add to my wish list. And chief among them is She Dreams Elsewhere because, they kind of lure you in with that Undertale-esque vibe, but there's so much more simmering beneath the surface. It doesn't feel necessarily as sort of tongue-in-cheek as what you'd expect from a game like Undertale, but I loved the aesthetic. I loved sort of the gameplay that we saw there, and I love the message behind it. A lot of people still stigmatize things like going to therapy, talking about mental health, when really the only way you're going to get better, the only way you're going to get right and feel better about yourself and just how everything's going. I mean, we went through a global pandemic. Many of us are still going through a global pandemic. There is a lot of residual trauma there, and whether you process that through creating art like video games or talking to friends, talking to loved ones, talking to licensed healthcare professionals should be more talked about, more accepted. And if you see someone stigmatizing that in the chat, just tell that person to go to hell, log off, touch grass. They need to get their life together. They need
Tom, go to hell.
But that might not be the case. But on a more positive note, Super Drink Brothers, a game about getting that aggression out as a can of soda by beating the ever-loving crap out of another can of soda. I really liked that one. Super joyous, super fun, super raucous. Golden Boy and I were kind of geeking out about that upstairs. Also, I enjoyed Onsen Master. I love a game that is influenced by Studio Ghibli, Spirited Away, and also it looked incredibly relaxing and chill. The same vibe I got from Freshly Frosted. Damon reached into my brain and took all the games I was going to talk about, but thankfully there were so many awesome ones that I could talk about these too. But
yeah, I'm here. I'm sort of here. I'm kind of making food.
After the year we've all had as a society, I think that we can all use a little relaxation in a game like that, so I'm very excited to play those when they come out.
Okay, I love that both of you had such long lists. I was going to ask y'all what your favorites were, but I just think my list had at least 8 titles on there. So I think we all just thoroughly enjoyed the presentation.
What did you do with my plastic
I am really sad right now. I have to say goodbye to you guys, and I don't even know how to start. I've been going through my brain about how I'm going to
Rain is
exit
at it
this,
again.
and I really don't know what to
Rain
say.
is always at it.
I've had the honor and pleasure to work with many of you outside of this event, but getting to see all of you again, I just remembered, and I mean, I already knew this.
She's always at it.
I realized tenfold how awesome all of you are. So it's been awesome. It's been fantastic. You guys are amazing. So I don't know if really quickly you want to do a round robin and just say y'all rock to everyone who's watching, or if there's just something you want to say really quick, Damon?
Yeah, no, obviously you all rock. Thank you so much for hanging out with us over these past 4 days. Happy E3, everybody.
On behalf of Soup Pot, which was one of my favorite games at the GameSpot Showcase, Salamat sa iyong lahat.
Thanks for listening to me talk about Lady D and Bayonetta.
Oh, you found him?
And my name's Avli. You can find me at G4 Content.
You found him, Roxy?
And,
Dan!
Where were they at?
Did you cut off Dan?
That's all. No, have a great
Yes,
day.
okay.
Thank you. And Dan.
All right. Well, don't worry.
Yeah.
They're going to be back here later. We're going to bring them back on stage later. But this is basically our last segment, talking about games and reacting together. But we still have so much left, so do not go anywhere. Make sure you're sticking around. Because still ahead, it's our E3 Awards. Which games were the most anticipated from our studios? Stick around and find out as E3 2021 continues. We'll see you in a little bit.
So Def Jam hit me
Also,
up
they
to
got
be
a
in the
new
game.
Mountain Dew out.
Give me
I'm
some
gonna
muscle or
try it.
something. What would be the name
nice.
of my super move?
I also got Fun
Auto
Nuggies.
Brews?
And that.
That's pretty bad.
Fun Nuggies in there.
Rapper turned banger?
I did die
Those
to
are worse.
monkeys.
Yes. That's what I call it.
The Precious Stones?
The taste of
The Precious
Fun Nuggies.
Stones. That's what it is.
All right.
Big ass chain comes off. Bow. Right across the face. It's over. Precious
Wow.
Stones. Ooh, look at that.
But I'm not having that dinner. I'm having chicken.
Precious
Well,
Stones.
different.
Yeah. Having Yardbird.
I'm having Boston Market.
Ah, Boston Market chicken. Go to
Yeah.
Boston Market.
I got one of those Boston Market tea dinners.
Innovation.
Oh, those. I like those.
It's happening
I love the
all
chicken
around
parm.
us. We don't know what tomorrow will bring.
Okay, bow.
Just called chicken Yardbird.
Because we're building it right now.
What the fuck is yours?
More reliable, more secure,
Chicken.
and 10 times faster than today.
Chicken.
Like that's what my mom. That's what my
Wow.
mom calls me. Call chicken Yardbird.
We're
That
ready
is
for
fun, though.
Are you?
What's Yardbird? Chicken.
Chicken.
Yardbird is chicken.
Yardbird.
Okay, let's try the new Mountain Dew while we wait for that to heat up.
Okay.
Try this new Mountain Dew shit.
My new Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's called Baja Punch.
Baja Punch.
Yeah.
I gotta give that a try. Oh, hi, Sam. Baja Punch.
Baja Punch, yeah. I see it.
Oh, Sam.
This better not taste like grapefruit. I will kill somebody.
Really?
What?
To exciting first looks at the hottest new games and in
Keeps drinking.
IGN's Summer of
It doesn't taste like grapefruit, but it sure as hell smells like it.
Look at the ingredients, what they put in here.
2021. Video games are for everyone, and gamers.
It's all
come from walks
artificial
of life.
flavoring. There's no
So
real
it would seem
flavoring in
obvious
any
that the
Mountain Dew.
characters and heroes we play in these virtual
Hello.
realities represent that diversity. But the hard truth is, it hasn't always been this way. So we turn to the voices of E3 to discuss Black representation in the games we love.
Black representation.
In the
There's like.
Mountain Dew.
What?
Where?
91 milligrams of caffeine? That's more caffeine than
Hello,
regular Dew.
I'm Amber. I am a
That's a
moderator
lot
for
of
E3's
caffeine.
Black representation.
I'm pretty
in
sure
gaming
regular
panel.
Dew is 60 something, right,
Today,
guys?
I am excited to
What?
present
Probably, I don't
to
know.
Jay Ann Lopez,
I pay no
TTG,
attention to that stuff.
Tanya DeTass, and Fiona Nova. We're going to be talking about creating
guess
better
I just
representation
mostly
other
in the
drinking it.
gaming space.
every other
First,
like
if we
fruit
could do like a
flavors.
quick brief intro
Like
of
do
everybody,
it like a
starting with
punch.
Jan.
My name's Jan Lopez.
Doesn't
Yes.
want much
CEO
of a
of Black
flavor.
Gamers, which is a community-focused platform. Started about 6
It's
years
like
ago
if
now.
you take,
It is the largest platform of Black women.
If you
gamers
had
in the
taken
space
Code
globally.
Red and thrown a bunch of pineapple
We
juice in it,
are
that.
a space that do workshops.
Oh.
events, we change the narrative.
That's kind of what that tastes like.
Comes to representation
But it sure
in
as
the
fuck
past.
smells like grapefruit, and
And
it's
for the
annoying.
future, we also discuss
Damn.
the
Grapefruit.
workforce, and we also
Well,
discuss,
what- the grapefruit technique.
Grapefruit
Grapefruit technique.
Grapefruit
technique.
No.
Hey guys,
Grapefruit
Zach
technique?
TTG. First, I just want to thank
What do you
guys
mean
for giving me the
grapefruit
opportunity to
technique?
come here.
You don't. You don't know about that?
Lime.
We recently
Probably
just
should somewhere because
I know what it is.
Everybody else
What?
knows what it is. Yeah, Rox has no idea.
I stream sports games.
What?
videos,
Grapefruit technique. What?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh, hell
You don't want to know.
I know
You
what
don't
it
want to
is.
know.
I don't want
You
to
don't
know.
want to.
I work at
Because maybe they call it something else in my neck of the woods. I mean, I am older than the rest of you. There might be a different name for millennials.
What I do is
I mean,
founded and run I Need Diverse Games, which is a not-for-profit aiming to get more people in the industry.
I'm scared.
I also am a partner.
I don't know what it is. Never heard of it.
And content creator.
Ah.
I heard of it and seen it.
I'll be right back.
Hell to the no.
The online content
Boy,
creator.
Lime, you on
I
some
work
shit.
As, I work at Achievement Hunter.
I just
Literally.
find out what that shit is. What the fuck?
Oh, you looked it up, DJ?
Somebody is about to get their ass whooped.
Did you literally look it up?
Yeah, I literally just looked it up.
Oh wow, now you know what it is.
I'm just like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, is that?
Fucking Glock.
Dirty ass mofo.
And I do a whole lot both in the RPG and video games.
Cut a hole in the middle of the grapefruit and plop it around his
That's
dick. And you get.
That's why I said you didn't want to know.
Hell, you. It's a win-win situation. You know what I mean? You get friggin' vitamins, and then you
We are grown people. We had to know.
Rainstar ain't getting jack shit.
You know, if any one of us
Our Rainstar do.
Rainstar staring at my food.
Oh wow.
He's like, I want some.
Yeah, I just sat down like.
Is this like a prank or something?
Jeff, what is it? Give me an explanation. I don't want to watch it. I'm too lazy.
I find this funny, actually.
Okay,
Oh, the
fine,
grapefruit
I'll look at
technique?
it. Where is it? In chat or in private?
No. Neither. Actually, you know what?
I'm just looking at a
Neither.
webpage or something. At it, like.
Bro, I still should just looked it up on Google and be like, what the fuck? Bro, he is on some shit. He's on crack.
Okay.
No,
He's on
GP
crack.
is. What do you mean? Oh no, he's on pot. Never mind. He's on pot.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
I don't think he actually is. Oh. Don't do drugs, kids. All I heard was something about blackface with this interview. What? I just heard blackface. What the fuck?
Blackface, what?
That's all I heard when you guys were like not saying anything. All I heard was this chick saying blackface, just mentioning blackface. Like what the fuck?
You know, in my defense, I probably never heard of this because I don't fucking eat like grapefruits.
Essentially, you're trying to put yourself in the
At
game,
all.
and if you can't put yourself in the
You
game,
know, like,
you're trying to make
yeah, but at least
Yeah, I
I
don't
had
like
to hear. You've never heard of that?
No, and I'm also anti-grapefruit because of, I mean, anti-blowjobs because of religious reasons.
We're not. I wasn't saying that, but okay.
Wait, I thought you were
I'll
talking
just-
about that grapefruit technique.
Bruh.
I just-
All I mentioned was grapefruit technique. I didn't say anything about
Yeah,
blowjobbers.
I Googled the grapefruit technique, and it's apparently a sexual move.
I know.
Yeah.
Involving an actual grapefruit. Cut a slice. And cut the hole in the middle, and then, well, you get the
Yo!
idea.
What happened to
You
the
don't wanna hear
donut
that
technique? What happened to the donut technique?
Oh no.
Oh, Lord.
DJ, no, no, no. And Rock
No.
says that, like, God damn it.
Just no. No, please.
Nope.
It's a healthy
Don't
donut. What the
technique.
fuck?
For Dunkin' D's nuts.
Wow.
Oh my Lord.
If you look on the spectrum beyond the light and bright, and it's essential to represent all different shades.
How do you deal with us, man? God damn.
It's to understand that
Shoot, y'all crazy as fuck. Just
Well, you're not wrong.
black character and think it's gonna work. It's not always
Damn.
gonna work because at the end of the day, as people of color or black people, we're gonna know
Bro,
straight away
basically, you
because
just go
that's
do whatever
that's
you
not
want.
right.
You just
Like
don't give a
that
fuck.
looks odd. I don't
Like I
do
do.
it a lot. I do it a
No
lot.
fucks are given.
No
Zero
fucks
fucks
given.
have been given on this day.
Tell. So I think it needs to also the representation on the screen is a
Yeah, I got a
reflection of
lot of
sometimes
hunting to do. I have
was
so many
a reflection of
boxes here I gotta go through.
Absolutely. That's literally what I was getting ready to say. Is you can tell some of the games like it's there's no black people working on this game. There's no people of color. There's no Hispanic people working on the game because none of the characters are anything like those types of people at all. And I see that some games try, some studios try, but like you said, like when we get a hold of that game, we can see right through it. Like I appreciate the effort, but you didn't do it right.
But I also think it's so easy to just
What the?
hire a black person
What was
to come
that?
in and help y'all out. Like I
Your
just
mom.
think it's, yeah, I think it's
That was
like,
a kissing
No.
noise. What the fuck?
Bouncing off of what we've been talking about so far is
In that
Bro,
case,
who-
if it was a hissing noise, it's your auntie.
there has been
Huh?
a big uptick,
Never.
possibly for
Wow.
Yeah, but it's,
as you guys
What?
So, two phases to this question. One, what can the game industry itself
all the
do
crazy
to
ants
help
wanting
that
kisses.
momentum and keep
Oop.
black people in the public eye, keep our voices elevated? And two,
No, Grandma.
what can we as a community
No.
do to help with that momentum?
The power of Christ compels you to get the fuck away from me.
I think the key is longevity and consistency.
You're speaking like you freaking had that happen to you. What the fuck?
Make sure they are on an
No,
annual
I'm just making bad jokes
that, you know, your
out of
Oh.
work
cartoons.
content creators on an annual basis so that they
Everyone's always trying to get away from their grandma and aunt who's
have that
trying to kiss them.
visibility or either or do the work that needs to be
Hell,
done.
Gumball
That-
did
I
it.
think that's the
I
key
think.
thing. Like I mentioned before, a lot of companies will dip their toe, support, and then leave. I think that's one of the problems is that there's no consistency. And I think part of the problem is that a lot of game companies, because of the makeup of this industry, they've created this imaginary racial
Great, I'm having dino
that they don't actually have, and so no one really understands how to discuss race and representation critically and well. I think there's a lot of surface level discussion that continues. In the past, long time ago. You know, there should be some programs for companies on an annual basis that should be normal. That should be normal.
Why doesn't McDonald's make a chicken, egg, and cheese?
Thing that should be happening.
I don't know.
Again,
Well, they got the
because we're so
chicken
late in the game,
McGriddle, so
pardon
why
the
not just throw some egg
I
and
mean,
cheese
there's
on
like
there?
I did do it like I did just do.
You say chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit?
No, McGriddle.
Yeah.
They make a chicken
The
McGriddle.
other thing that happens, you know, this panel notwithstanding, anytime or most of the time when I'm asked to do stuff, it's a diversity panel. It sucks to be brown in the industry. I have a UX degree. I've been
And if
for
they
7
figured out a
years. I've been creating
pancake
RPGs. I've been doing
to
a lot
make
of
as a
stuff.
bread, why haven't
But
they
anytime
figured
I reach
out
out to you, it's like,
a
oh, can you come and talk
waffle
about
as a bread?
diversity?
I mean,
And yes, that is part
fucking
of my job, but that's not the only thing I ever want to do.
Taco Bell has those
I will
waffle
talk about,
taco
I want
shits.
to sit and chill with people about Street Fighter 5 strats.
Guys,
Sure.
yes,
Wait.
bye.
Did you say waffle tacos?
Yeah, they have breakfast tacos.
Help me with that.
Why? You know, no, I'm not gonna ask any
That do
questions.
not involve the trauma of being black.
It's the correct answer is why the fuck not?
It's not just somebody was
Why not?
blah blah blah. This is no.
I mean, I'm the type of person that makes taco, egg, and cheese.
As a black person, let
Yes,
alone show your face
tacos and eggs go together.
and just
Okay.
Weirdo.
give people
No,
the
I'm kidding.
resources,
Alright, me.
give us the space to
Oh,
grow,
well,
not
I.
just not make it after
It's really good though. You guys should
where
try
young
it. Like
kids
put some
go,
taco meat in
and then give us one
eggs
laptop,
together.
one coding course, and like
Lime.
you succeed. Give us mentorship. Give us these other things. And by give, I mean
I like
you
putting
still gotta
stuff
apply,
together
you
and
still
see
gotta
how it
meet
tastes.
standard, but a lot
Okay.
of times when I've done
Like
programs,
White
I'm
Castles
one or
go
two
with
or three
everything.
black people.
No, no,
I'm the
seriously.
only brown person in the room.
White
The
Castles
only
go with
woman in the
everything.
room or non-man in the room. The only outwardly queer
Racist?
person.
I
No,
put
wait.
them in. I put them in fucking.
Why not
spaghetti.
Black
It's so
Castles?
good.
The fuck?
They do
Black
that with-
Castles?
Yep.
You say
and they also
like,
use
oh,
that,
White
and they
Castles go
also
with everything. Like, why not
where
Black
they'll use me instead of,
Castles?
like,
Lime,
dark-skinned
lime,
black
fail.
women, because
Just
I
fail.
can pass, right?
It's
It's true.
What the fuck, like?
Yeah, I am. Because you get the same thing. You're light skinned, but you're black. Oh, you're gay? Yeah. Oh,
We
you're
never
gay.
we never talk about it because it's the black market.
Nah, Jeff, even fail because if we wanted to talk about a castle during this month, we should be talking about a rainbow castle.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
And I
that's
think
just My
that,
Little Pony.
us as
Never mind.
creators
Well,
And
fair
that's how
enough.
you do it. That's how you
to
do
say
it, Lime.
something,
That's how
we
you
need
do
to
it.
speak up. We need to be ourselves. If you get an opportunity as a host, you got to put on. You know what I'm saying? You don't conform to what they want you
Well,
to be.
okay.
Be
Well,
yourself.
what about
Represent yourself. Like,
pink
saying, you know,
castle?
like, black people are loud. Keep being loud. And
It's
say
still the
your
color of
piece.
the rainbow.
That's who you are. If you're a
That's
loud person, you're a loud
basically
person. It doesn't
Barbie,
matter if
and
you're
we do
black or
not
white.
speak
Just
of
be
Barbie.
yourself. Because there's other people out there that
Barbie
look
girl
like you, or they
in
feel
a
like you,
funny
or talk
world.
like you.
Oh,
They want to be
sorry.
represented. So we have to do our part
You
to
see what I did there?
because we would want that
I
ourselves.
caught that.
My
I
man.
even said today on Twitter, they were doing this. I know for a fact if I was
Like,
white,
it's like first I was thinking like I was thinking Barbie girl. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna switch it up. Look at Pony Girl. God damn it.
yeah, but it's like,
Are you streaming?
No.
like,
Maybe.
You sure?
Maybe.
better
Well, it
not
shows,
be.
it's, well, I just got the Running Entertainment
Yes.
notification.
Wait,
You gotta
am I?
tell us that you're streaming, you motherfucker.
I just. Why do you think I'm in the fucking stream room? Oh my god, people.
Oh, I'm not paying attention. I'm just got into a call.
Damn it.
I'm actually sorry on my notifications, by the way.
I'm fucking tired right now.
Oh my god.
I'm just enjoying my spaghetti, and these chats really need to be in alphabetical order. I gotta yell at Alexia about that.
And now the awards.
Starting with our first developer, Ubisoft, the award for most anticipated Ubisoft
That Grammy goes to.
The goat goes to GP.
Ew!
Again.
Ew!
He should stop entering.
Ew! Ew!
Why?
Why you keep saying ew?
Most anticipated Ubisoft game, the fucking oh my god, Mario and Rabbids. Are you kidding me? That's bullshit.
What's wrong with that game?
Let's move on then.
Did you see the fucking character? Oh my god, you see some of the characters?
No, I'm with him. I mean, that shouldn't be the most anticipated.
They're just rabbits. Haven't
Yeah.
seen rabbits in a while, man.
Yeah, but there were other Ubisoft games. It really shouldn't go to rabbits. I'm with Lime on that.
I mean,
Tiny Tina Wonderlands? Okay, sure. I'll take it. It's a weird game, but alright, fine.
I was
Ashley Burke.
thinking, I don't know why I just said Adam.
I think you're thinking Sandler.
I did, thank you. I was like,
will be really mad about
I'm sorry, you're still even had another day of this shit.
Send it to Andy's people.
Next up for discussion is
Wow,
Xbox
easy
and
time.
Bethesda, and the award for most
Waluigi
anticipated
time.
game for Xbox
Yeah.
and Bethesda is Golden Boy.
Wah.
Halo Infinite.
Okay, not surprised. Absolutely not surprised.
Don't get me wrong,
No,
Redfall looks
Halo
awesome. Go
Infinite,
get him arcade,
yes,
but like,
for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm excited for this one. Well,
I
obviously for
actually
it being
thought
Halo,
it was
but
good.
for
It
the
might
future of the
have
franchise,
been the
it
other
looks really
one.
good. They did a great passover with the
do you mean
graphics,
the
which is
other
something
one?
everyone really wanted
More
to see.
Elder
They also
Scrolls,
had an awesome
Elder Scrolls.
multiplayer showcase
Elder
where they
Scrolls,
showed a
huh?
whole bunch of new features like bots that are going to be coming to the game.
Elder
which is
of
great
the
for players
Scrolls.
that maybe are a little too intimidated to play against actual players.
Elder fuck.
That they could,
Or-
you know, go in there.
Or
learn
Outer
the ropes,
Worlds
yep,
2 for
get in,
crying out
play some
loud.
Halo
No,
against
that's a
their
different
friends.
company.
It's
Never
awesome.
mind.
I'm so
Not
excited for Halo
manager.
Infinite.
All right. Square Enix
Shut the fuck up,
finished with
Dougie.
their list of announcements, but the award for most anticipated
Oh yeah,
Square Enix game
yeah,
goes to
yeah.
Marvel's
Xbox
Guardians
brought
of
them
the
out, so it really wouldn't matter.
You're also
Yeah, I'm surprised Outer
Okay,
Worlds 2 isn't up there.
okay, Square Enix, Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, sure, I guess.
When we were previewing and
Yes,
hinting around the rumors, right?
yes, no, that deserves that slot.
Deus Ex, a game
Fuck
franchise,
yeah.
and especially there too, that has cemented them to so many fans as an amazing developer. But it's a different kind of game. It's an IP maybe you don't connect with, maybe you don't get involved. Putting Marvel in front of that, I think, is really going to boost their profile and show the world what they can do the same way Insomniac did with Spider-Man.
I mean, Star-Lord is the man.
Too. I mean, we got
Dude.
such an inside look at the game and saw the mechanics and just how
He
the characters
is
look and
the
the
goat.
funny lines delivered. So I'm excited for that.
Attack of the Jellos.
The PC gaming show was a lot of fun.
You
and
want some
brought us
Jell-O?
so
I'll
many
get some
looks at an
Jell-O.
array of cool games on the horizon.
I got
But the
Kool-Aid
award
Jello.
for most anticipated game
Kool-Aid
of their
Jell-O,
presentation
yeah.
goes
Hang
to
on.
Songs of Conquest.
Okay, interesting
like-
one. Yeah, if I.
Like,
Oh, yes,
alright,
this one was actually
sure.
really nice.
I mean, look at the art style.
the
Right
animation.
there, right?
Pixel art style. I mean, that goes to show you too how many games were shown at the PC Gamer
More
show.
than 30, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
This is
boy.
Coffee Stain, I believe, a
She
great
got the
group.
Jell-O.
This is
It's
going to
cool.
be a game to look out for. Undoubtedly, looks fantastic, and if it's a Coffee Stain
Weird.
production, it's going to
Google,
have
shut up.
great value.
Be good.
So
Yeah.
many games embracing the stylized
shut up,
pixel art, and I love it.
Yes.
I'm here for it. I'm
Yes.
here for the classic twist, baby.
So did the entire media
Cool
panel.
Lake
That's all I talked about,
Cool
right?
Lake
Future
Jello.
Games wasn't to be outdone with a
Yes.
list of titles to catch our eyes, and the award for most anticipated game goes to Immortality. Don't read ahead. Don't read ahead.
Sorry, I cheated.
You don't ooh before I say what it is.
This was a very ominous teaser here. If you guys
100%,
remember,
yeah.
the poster's just going up in flames as you're about to see behind us. So
I'm surprised. I
for
forgot
me,
we even had another
the
day
music
of
got
this
me, and
nonsense.
it was just the mystery
So-
of this one. So I definitely want to see more.
Nonsense,
Sure. Well, I
tell
mean,
you.
coming off the success of Telling Lies, right? A game
Nonsense.
that relies on video footage,
I
right?
have
Getting
Jell-O.
into it. Her story, the game before
Yeah.
that, that really established this from Sam, right? Going in, what's the story? You being the detective,
Again,
figuring it all out.
I am a
immediately shot
fucking
to the top of the
child
list
when it
as
comes to
well.
the food I eat.
Okay, one cheat.
I haven't had a
Thank you.
fucking
Don't- and
chocolate
don't
cake
avoid
in my
either,
fridge.
all right?
Promise.
In television, knocked
Aw.
our socks off with a family-friendly console reveal, and the
we just
most
got a
anticipated
fucking
game from that
chocolate cake,
presentation
though.
is Asteroids.
Right?
Simple, baby.
A classic.
You think I'm kidding?
Asteroids?
Can't be mad about that, too.
Asteroids? This motherfucker, this fucking shit, really?
Okay.
Asteroids, really?
I'm eating GP.
How the controllers work.
GP.
Oh,
I make
no.
you know what game.
Simple version.
I make
Oh,
you
no.
know what
Asteroids.
Asteroids wins. Okay.
Okay.
This is some stuff fake Amina shit right here.
That's a real award. When it comes to indies, there are so many great indie titles to choose from, and they
I knew
all
you'd
show
say
us
that.
there's really no gap between small
Like out of
games
Philly,
and AAA games
I
in
needed
2021.
to.
The award for most anticipated indie game goes to
If I don't get turned to a
Fallen
cupcake, I
Frontier.
turn to
Oh,
a
yeah.
cake.
This one got you too? This is on your radar?
Yeah, this one looked really
my
good.
God,
I
this
mean, well,
Kool-Aid
for one,
Jell-O is
anything with a
amazing.
space, angle
This
to
is
it
the
is
first time I
always
tried
going to be a
Kool-Aid one,
winner for
so-
me. And I believe this is the one that was like more of that strategic type of atmosphere that it presented. So I
It really
actually
tastes
really
like
like this
Kool-Aid.
game. And again, the indie game
Ooh,
showcase
the
was
A.
very competitive as well.
Yeah.
Lots of
They
great
just
games
made
shown.
Jell-O out of the Kool-Aid mix.
Congratulations to them.
And I think the
Yeah.
indie scene bled so much beyond the showcase, right? Where there were so many different indie games peppered throughout presentations, different publishers, even GameSpot today, like they had so many great things. Competitive space for sure.
Ducky, from now on, it's only the Kool-Aid Jello we buy and not the other Jello
again
stuff.
as a dev that makes family
I have
friendly
spoken.
games
Fuck
that are
Snack
fun.
Back as
And the
well.
most anticipated one from their announcement goes to Airborne
That's
Kingdom.
that's
This is the first one I will argue about.
Okay.
What? Who did the dog
I
shit?
was like,
Come on! It's a great game. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking
Plus,
it.
there's,
Awesome rescue.
what?
No love for To the Freedom.
Oh my god, even the hosts are getting pissed off about this one.
So
many good games.
many games.
There were
If
so
it-
many good games.
For me, and I think for all of us, and even for our media friends, I think Freedom Games was like a star of the show for us. So many great games from that group, and I'm so excited to see what they're going to be bringing in the future. Because now that they're on the map, I'm sure more people are going to be paying attention.
100%, yeah, and I think their presentation was so good at putting developers as people front and center.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
who we
that's
are. We're a small team. This is what we're
Goes
doing
to
and why
show
we're
how
doing it.
passionate we are that we were like, there's so many games.
We're with
you know, so
Lime.
awesome.
We are streaming E3 again.
I love this.
Exactly. All right, Capcom is no stranger to anticipated games in their library, and after Monday's presentation, the panel voted the most anticipated game is The Great Ace Attorney. Two great
okay,
Japanese
cool.
Phoenix Wright
I
games.
thought you were
Are
gonna
you
get
fucking kidding
No,
me?
I thought the
Lie.
Monster would too.
Right.
I was ready to say Munstie's stories
fucking
too.
kidding
as
me?
well.
Well, I'm glad you're
Munstie's.
we're getting
No,
it here.
no,
I
no,
did
I'm
say
done.
it did.
I'm done.
Of course it does. Are you
Right.
kidding me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Phoenix Wright already has such a
Are you
passion
serious?
audience.
Didn't
Finally
they
getting
introduce
people
another
going.
Resident Evil
To go
game? I'm
back
pretty
in
sure
time,
they
see the
did.
lineage of it, be in merry old England. Oi,
No,
governor.
they
I mean,
did.
come on.
Yeah, and
They announced DLC.
Yes.
Best name ever. So that's a winner.
Love it,
That's a
love
winner.
Okay,
Good
fine.
job, Capcom. Now, Nintendo opened up the final day today, dropping a few gems, but the award for most anticipated announcement had to go to Breath of the Wild 2. Come on.
Yep,
let's
not
see.
surprised at all.
Yeah, Zelda! Woo! Zelda! We love Zelda! Fuck the rest
that one.
Yeah.
I'm just excited for Metroid. Sorry, don't mind me.
Are you excited for Breath of the Wild 2 then?
Yes, yes, I am. Obviously, Nintendo showed a lot of awesome stuff.
Oh, come on. This
Breath
is
of
the
Wild
only
2,
award
though,
I agree
we were
with.
hoping we were going to get it. We got a lot more than what I was
And
anticipating.
you gotta wait for
And,
2022 for it,
This is going to be a
though.
special one.
But oh
We're
well.
targeting 2022. I love how honest they're being. Like, we're targeting 2022.
Apparently
There's
this
a
one
lot that
takes
goes
place
into
in the
this game.
sky
A lot can happen, and we
mostly.
are, as we talked about
Yes,
multiple times
sir.
in this entire show,
Yep.
coming off of a
Oh
global
no, that
pandemic.
means
So
Nintendo Black
it's a
Racers was
miracle
right
in
about us
games,
going
let
back
alone
to
the fact that we're
Skyloft.
seeing Nintendo be transparent about it, let alone the rest of their lineup, including Advanced Wars, don't forget.
This is why they made Skyward Sword the remake. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
You don't have rage.
Me and the
A little
violence.
concerned. This is my friend. My
We
friend.
gotta
Like we
see
come
some
full
great things
circle
from
on the
Eureka
Zelda
Studio.
timeline, I
The
guess.
award for
Yeah,
most
yeah,
anticipated
because
game from them is
Breath of the
Luke
Wild
Manser.
1,
Yes. This
it
one
had
came
a
out of
bit
the
of a
gate fast,
connection
and
to
I think a
Twilight
lot of people were
Princess,
just
a
like,
weird
visually
connection.
Stunning.
Yeah.
You know, side scroller.
Mostly because of the
action in
amiibos.
there. I'm keeping this one on my radar for sure.
This trailer just hit all the check marks. Like you said, animation, the music, protagonist looks amazing. Look
Production
at this
value.
villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. So not surprised by that at all.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The appetizers are out of the way. It's time for the big ones. We had a number of great presentations over the last 4 days, making this award a very difficult one to choose. But someone had to, and our panel voted. The best presentation of E3 this year was Xbox and Bethesda's showcase.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
Okay,
through the
sure.
metal from
Are
the
you
start.
fucking-
It's all gas. It's Todd
what?
Howard. It's Starfield, all the way through to Arcane, and saying, "Hey, bite me." Like, you know what I mean? And in between a million different games, what was it? It was more than 30 games with 27 of them coming to Game Pass. I might be getting the numbers wrong,
Ridiculous.
but yeah, the overwhelming majority being Game Pass day and day.
And I just wanted to point out
I
that
mean,
there was
they
a lot
did
of
have a
predictions
bunch
going
of
into this.
games.
I
They
had
did have
thought
a
that we were
huge
going
amount
to
of
get
games.
Halo Infinite
Like,
first, get that out of the way, and
I
then
think
we'll
they had
close
more
out
than
with
anybody
Starfield.
else,
That's
to be
what I was
honest.
hoping. But the fact that Xbox was like, nope, Bethesda, you're going to open and close the show. You're going to give us all the good stuff. Like, I really feel good about this, the future here for Bethesda as a huge Bethesda fan. And yeah, man, this was a great showing. Lots of great games.
I was going to comment
I
on
don't know why they're calling it the Xbox and Bethesda showcase when really Xbox owns them now.
And then they had Halo Infinite in the middle, and it was just perfection, everything that I wanted. And then wrapping it up with vampires.
So, like, you know what? Two big names. Fuck it. Let's put them together.
And to put a bow on it, leading into it, they talked about there will be a clear delineation between Xbox and Bethesda.
It
which
should really
I for
be
sure
the
thought it was going
Xbox,
to be
Bethesda,
whatever.
and Obsidian
Xbox and
showcase then.
Exactly. To our friends at Bethesda.
Could have been easily like
And
that.
instead, they delineated by
Because
saying,
Obsidian
hey,
was
Todd
part of
Howard
their
from Bethesda. Hey,
showcase.
Oh, they did on
Bethesda from
purpose.
Xbox, and they shook it up that way so you knew what you were getting and how this whole ecosystem was going to work. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
I
very
felt like
cool.
the timing was
So apparently
perfect, and
they just
delivered
grouped them
on every
together,
single
but
title
they're
as
separate
much as I wanted. I
entities,
didn't
kinda.
feel like, oh, I want more.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm getting a lot
guess.
of
Yeah, but
info
they-
here,
they-
you know, so props to
Yeah,
y'all.
but they should
Great
really
stuff.
have put
There can
Obsidian
be
as part
only
of that
winner
title
for the
too.
most anticipated game
I mean,
overall.
Obsidian, the
Jeff
other
Keighley, I'm sure amongst our media
Microsoft
panel,
company,
they
was
decided to give the
had a
most
game
anticipated game of
premiere in that
2021
showcase
to-
too,
Oh,
Outer
I was
Worlds
gonna say
2.
they
So
won. It's Forza
yeah,
Horizon. Forza Horizon
yeah,
5.
fuck
Wow.
you.
Most anticipated game.
It says,
of
"Hey,
all.
game
Yeah,
Forza."
shocking. Shocking. Not because Forza's not a
Man,
great
John's
game.
not here for
But
this.
I would've, if you would have asked me, I'm going to say it's going to be Halo or it's going to be Breath of the Wild. And you assume you get into one of the classic situations at an E3, right? Where the votes got broken. Where it
Who the
was
fuck
that a whole
said
bunch of people
Legion?
went for Breath of the Wild and a whole bunch of people went the other
Legion.
direction for Halo.
Did somebody
or for
say
whatever,
the word
and then here you
Legion?
go.
I
Well,
heard
also
the word
remember,
Legion
too, this
somewhere.
is 2021, so
That was my
perhaps,
brother.
the
He's
panel was
playing
also
Dead
looking
by
at
Daylight.
what games are going to be
You
coming
wanna
out
go,
this
Miles?
year. Forza, obviously, always
Why you wanna
a
smack
winner.
my brother?
Every Forza Horizon game has been brilliant. So this is not a shocker to me because these games are great.
he only said the
Visually
word
speaking
Legion.
as well.
I can't
ridiculous.
wait for this
Like,
fucking game,
the
man.
whole time we're like, is that a
Friggin'
picture?
Forza,
Or,
mate.
no, that's the game. And they knew it. And they kept
I don't know
doing
what
it.
I want
And it
more.
worked every
Forza,
single time. Brilliant.
Breath of the
Yeah,
Wild, or that
I think
fucking
I was telling
Redfall
Golden
thing.
Boy earlier that I'm a very awful driver, and so I love
still wanna
games
play
like
Redfall.
this, then I can just like
I mean-
drive
Yeah.
these beautiful landscapes and incredibly expensive cars, and not damage anything.
Yeah, of course, it doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, that's the best part.
I love these racing games.
Remind me
but
never to get encouraged.
I don't want to play. I don't know. I just stopped giving a shit about Halo.
One of the reasons
Yeah,
I
I
was
said
shocking,
it.
but one of the reasons it's really cool is what you said, right? Is that year in, year out, Forza Horizon 5 is Forza Horizon
Halo
is great.
just
It's
feels like
amazing,
the same
right?
old shit.
And so
the
usually
same
when you have
old
something
shit.
like that, what happens?
Yeah,
Oh, you
like
start to take it for granted. Oh, that's going to be awesome no matter what. I'm excited by the bells and whistles. I'm excited for the brand new thing. And then here you are. Everybody understands.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this year's coverage of E3, everyone. A huge thank you to our friends at Binge and iHeartRadio, the #1 podcasting platform in the United States.
So good.
Friends at
on
Binge.
the
Thank you to our
Xbox
entire media
360,
crew, the team at IGN, and all the developers over the last 4 days. I will leave you with one final message. We will see you all back here in person,
like,
live
oh my
from
god,
Los
that
Angeles in 2022.
took a
Thank you,
lot of
everybody.
my
Bye, everybody.
memory.
Alright, it is done. Let's go.
I also can't wait for that fucking Fallout 76 update. Yeah, I'm the only one in this group who's really, like, part of the Ben group that's obsessed with Fallout 76. And I mean obsessed. I think Sam plays it too, but she's not as crazy about it as I've been. Yeah. Well, I have no one to play with. You have like, me. I got it, and like nobody will play with me. Like I have John, and he wanna he has too many games. I'm like, dude, I get a bigger hard drive. Yeah, I got a extra hard drive, so yeah, I got a 2 terabyte hard drive for like $100. For
Alright, I just moved deafened, so and thank you guys for watching, and I'll just let this shit play out. If it stops fucking stopping, that is. God damn. God, there's so many good games I gotta fucking go through. I gotta go through this fucking list now. God damn it. Alright, so let me just go through this list real quick. Let me capture real quick, and then I'll end the stream and whatnot. Okay. Here we go. Holy shit, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. Okay. So, oops, why is it not working? Oh, that's why it's locked. Okay. So here's the list. God. So we're gonna go from the very top here. So day 1, let's see. Gun Gun Evil, Far Cry 6, Hyperscape, Rainbow Six Extraction. I'm actually gonna switch these around. So it was originally named that, and then they changed it because, well, you know. So okay, so Riders Republic, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Starfield, Resident Evil Village, Rush for Honor, Trek Media Crew, Brawlhalla, unnamed game. I can't remember how the hell it was. I'll have to look. I'll have to look later, but I'll figure that out later. Dorformatic, Watch Dogs Legion, River Network Online, Use Parking, Where Was It Within, Avatar, which was a very big surprise. Free Guy, Borderlands. Tiny T's Wonderland. Tries the Midgard, Godfall, Fire and Darkness, Binge, and Play for All. Play for All. Why does it do? Damn it, whatever. I'll fix it. Okay. And now there's the credits. Okay. Okay. And we got and then with day 2 we have From the Rack of Bloodpoint, Starfield, Sucker 2, Back for Blood, Contraband, Sea of Thieves, Yakuza, Battlefield 2042, Psychonauts 2, Fallout 76, Rain in the Pit, Party Animal Somerville, Halo Infinite, Slime Rancher 2, Shredders, Atomic Heart. Oh, that's the one I wanted to really look at. This is a good one. So, that'll be the first one I kind of look at to see when that comes out. Replaced, Granted, Shroom and Doom updates. I can't see that name. Ayuden? I don't know. Probably butchered that shit. There's obviously the 2 games. Different games that are coming out 2022 and 2023. The Ascent, Airwords 2, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Top Gun. It's probably I think it's the newest, like the 2020 version, I think. I'll figure that out later. Forza Horizon 5, Redfall, Xbox Mini Fridge, which was a really big. I was very surprised about that actually. Just the fucking fact that that's even a thing, it just impresses the fuck out of me. So funny. Okay, so then we got Square Enix, Guardians of the Galaxy, Legend of Mana, Black Panther, Battle for Wakanda expansion. For I think Avengers, yeah. I'll put this at the end. Avengers. Okay, there we go. Save. Okay, Babylon's Fall, Life is Strange True Colors, and I get the Ultimate Edition, so then I get the True Colors version, the True Colors game, and then the remastered for the other 2 games as well. So that'll be Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm. Okay, E3 2021. Thank you for watching. See you next year. Yep, see you later. Okay, and we have, so going back to this here. Okay, we got Strangers of Paradise. And then out now is Outriders, Summer, Neo, and I couldn't figure out what the hell the other stuff is, so I just put Neo. Because there's Neos and I guess some Japanese, I couldn't figure it out offhand. Anyway. And then Forspoken for that. And then PC Gaming Show, Dodgeball Academy, Chivalry 2, Ramen, too funny. Dying Light 2, Humankind, They Always Run, Orcs Must Die 2, sorry, not 2, Must Die 3, Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song, Gigabash, Lamb Gate, Exion, I guess, Far Changing Tides, Killing Floor 2, Interstellar Insanity, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, Heroes of Inner Sphere, Slit, Hero Neighbor 2, Jurassic World, Evolution 2. Okay, and then, let's see, stuff from New Blood. Okay, Ultra Kill, Fallen Aces, Amid Evil, The Black Labyrinth, A Portrait Spaceman, Dust 82, Kyle is Completely Famous, Faith of the Holy Trinity, Gloomwood, and Dusk. Steam Next Fest, which is actually going to be tomorrow as of me doing this. So, I'll be recording and streaming this. So, that'll be a separate thing because it's obviously a different day. So, I'll have to go through that. So, yeah. Okay, then we got Sable, Tiny Thor. Oh, these are okay. So these are games that are going to be talked about in Steam Next Fest. That's right. So Sable, not Stable. Sable, Tiny Thor, Undead Citadel, Roguelords, Guinea Pig Parkour, Los Eidolons, Fairy Afterlight, and Grime. Then Solstice. And then these are like devices. So Impulse Neo Control, which I probably won't get though. CSLDD Wheelbase, which I might not get either. I don't know. 1X Player possibility. Asus PG32 UQX. Maybe. That's I'm not sure about that. Okay, Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. Ponier. Lumberhill. Bora. Tinykin. Chernobylite. Sacrifier. Icarus. Mecha Jammer. The Wandering Village. Death Trash. Song of Conquest. Citizen Sleeper. Project Warlock. WD Black SSD, which is more going to be like for saving games as far as it being an SSD. As far as like boot device, no. Okay. Then we have the Future Games Show. Extension. Grow Song of the Everfree. Grow Song of the Everfree. A Tale of Paper. Game Deck. Backbone. Beacon Pines. Trifox. Hell Let Loose. Red Solstice 2. Lake. Eldest Souls. Enlisted. Severed Steel. Gestalt. Steam and Cinder. Iron Corbo Gung Fu Janitor. Definitely not Fried Chicken. Ranch Sim. Rant Simulator. Shim. Slit. Dumb King Cabbage. Sonic Colors. Chucklefish. Chucklefuck. Starmancer. Kiwi. Deathrun TV. Super Magbot. Hako Life. Honey I Joe the Colt. King of Seas. Sea of Thieves DLC. Oh no, sorry, not DLC. That's a different thing. King of Seas is a completely different game. I forgot about that. Okay, never mind. Greek Memories of Ezer. Overcooked All You Can Eat. Oh, wait, what the hell? Okay. Harriet Halibut. Happy Game. Men of Islands. Tales of Iron. Okay, and then movie games. Lust for Beyond. Winter Survival Simulator. Okay. Betora Lost Haven. 2 Point Campus. Project Ferocious. Warcry Challenges. Conway Disappearance of Delavue, whatever. Immortality. WD Black D30 Game Drive SSD, which is actually what I'm going to probably get. So, that's the thing. Okay, then we got E3 Day 3. And television, Miko, maybe TM. Blanco's Black Party. Moonlighter, I have to look that up as well. Or no, that was talked about. That's right. That was talked about. Oh, it wasn't. It was just mentioned. Like, oh, this looks really good, whatnot. Anyway, Life Slide, Fallen Aces, Larsnot, Moulander, Neko Goes to Jump, Extra Galactica, Bio-Interstellar Arc, or Bark the Game, Dreamscaper, Airborne Kingdom, Cat Cafe Manager, To the Rescue, Slayer League, Sands of Aura, Tower Rush, and Uncharted. Holy shit. Resident Evil Village, and then Reverse, RE-Verse, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, Monster Hunter Rise, The Great Ace Attorney's Chronicles, Razor Blade 14, which I was very surprised about, Razer 130 watt USB-C GAN charger, or GAN charger as they fucking worded it. New Razer Raptor 17-inch, Razer Project Hazel, which is a freaking RGB face mask, N95 face mask. And that was it for that. And then, of course, today, Elden Ring 2022. I always mentioned. I don't know if I put that on there. I'll have to look. I think I did. And then for Nintendo, Worms Rumble, Estra Ascending, Super Monkey Ball, and Banana Mania. Banana Mania. I don't know if I said it weird, but anyway. Mario Party All Stars, Metroid Dread, Cruisin' Blast, WarioWare Get Together, Shin Megami Tensei, Danganronpa, whatever, Decadence, I don't know if I said it right or not. Fatal Frame, Beta of Blackwater, Strange Brigade, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, Game to Watch, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Okay. And then Bandai Namco, Dark Pictures House of Ashes, Spiral, Soup Pot, Tandem Tale of Shadows, Fractured Veil, Labrat, She Dreams Elsewhere, Derpy Conga, Chinatown Detective Agency, Blind Fate, Ito no Yami, What the Duck, and that's it. Jesus Christ. That's a fucking long list. Holy shit. Obviously some of these might change my mind or whatever. And obviously things like Winnie's Riding Simulator. I have to look what the actual name of that it was. But for the most part, everything you see here, I'm going to probably at least either look at it, talk about it, or fucking watch it. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I will at least look it up. I will at least look into them, see if I like them, and if for whatever reason I don't like them, then so be it. But this one right here, Atomic Heart, I'm really gonna fucking look at that. I mean, I fucking really fucking want to play this shit. Like, I want to play it, like, dead ass. Like, for example, if I just go into... let me get rid of this first. Hold on a minute. So we do this. Oops. There we go. I mean, this really looks awesome. I mean, this looks fucking awesome, so... I mean, look at this. It's fucking sick. Look at this. Yo, I'm looking at this now. Shit. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yes. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching and whatnot. Hanging out with me here, and just looking at all these things. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys later. Peace, boys and girls, stallions, and mares.